of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Big up, everybody. Welcome to episode number 102. I believe this is 102 different untitled series here on United Spurs of America. First and foremost, I hope you are too blessed to be stressed. I've got Chewy here. He's here. Look at him. He showed up for work today. You're here. You showed up to support the channel today. Speaking of supporting the channel, I mean, where would this channel be without all you beautiful bastards in the chat, watching on playback, watching live? Whether you're here to love or hate, you're still here. So I appreciate everything that you do for this channel, every single one of you guys. Look, I have this tweet right here shared for a reason. Off the top of the show, I just want to say it because I gotta say thank you to everybody. Look, I woke up 3,000 subs today. Well, actually, I woke up, I did to Sam's channel, and then I hit 3,000 subs. So that's pretty special. That means something to me. So shout out to every single one of you that helped make that possible. Just wanna, it means a lot. Look, I got this tweet up here. This is United Spurs America, 2,048 subs. Look, I referenced this tweet because this was in August 16th, mid-August. It is now the end of November. By my mathematical calculations, that is 3.5 months. 1,000 people subscribed to the channel in 3.5 months, so that's pretty special to me. It took a while to get to 2K, so from 2K to 3K, taking 3.5 months. That's absolutely spectacular, and you know, it just motivates me more to keep doing these things and keep bringing more guests, keep bringing more shows, and keep trying to innovate on this channel. Look, I know I bring on some rival fans, and I bring on a lot of Spurs fans, and then sometimes it's just myself, and sometimes myself and Chewy. And look, again, I also want to shout out Michael as well, because I started this channel with him. I would not be a Tottenham Hotspur fan without him. That is one of my best friends in this world, so want to shout him out as well. But look, 3,000, that's crazy, yo. That's actually crazy. I didn't think I'd be, I was like, you know, once, if we ever hit like 1K, 2K, I felt like that'd kind of be where we teeter out, because who knows how big, you know, people want to even support American content creators who follow the sport. Because everywhere I go, I do get a little bit of those comments like, oh, get this American talking baseball, etc., etc. But the love is always louder than the hate. I'll say that first and foremost. No matter what anybody says to me anywhere I go, I know that I got y'all here with me, so that means something to me. And I'm not going to talk about it too much more, because I don't want to get like, there's no reason to get emotional on the internet. It's the internet. We're here to have a good time. We're here to share each other's thoughts and opinions and grow and learn, and that's what I'm here for. So whether along the way I've upset you, sometimes I get passionate, sometimes I get heated, but that's the nature of the beast. I appreciate every single one of you who've ever come by, even those who unsubscribe and then resubscribe and then sometimes unsubscribe. Look, nothing is ever mandatory here. Only thing I ask is just bring the immaculate vibes. That's all there is. Look, there's a question today for the poll. It says, how was the vibe for you the day after? The day after being the loss, 3 consecutive losses on the bounce to Aston Villa. 48% says moving on, ready for City next. 37% says immaculate vibes only and forever. So look, that's what, 70, 85% saying we're moving on, we're keeping the vibes immaculate. I like to see that. Honestly, those ratios are pretty good to me. So appreciate y'all partaking in that vote, partaking in the poll, voting, saying what's up in the chat. Make sure you are hitting that like if you don't mind. You don't have to. As I always say, hit that subscribe if you're new, or you don't. You don't have to do any of that. But look, I do appreciate every single one of y'all. I'm going to take this thing away right here but thank you. 3.5 months, 1,000 subs. That's pretty special. So thank you everyone who helped make that possible. And this guy's one of them, Drunk Vigo. Big up Drunk Vigo. He's my #1 hater, AKA my #1 lover. Big up. He says this channel grows as the L's grow big for Ange. Big up Nate as well. Congrats on the 3K. Big up Nate Pie. I know you don't like it when I say Nate Pie, but I'm going to call you Nate Pie anyway. But big up everybody in the house. I do have a beautiful guest with me. No, he's not tagged in the title. The title's so long, but I will put his channel in the description. But he's here in the studios. And no, it's not Chewy. But he's here live and direct from from the studios of United Spurs of America, we've got the Hotspur hippie. How you
Well
doing,
done,
Paul?
Jacob. I'm doing well, man. Well done on the 3K. Look at all the love in the chat for you. Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
eh?
man,
Little
that's
old
pretty
you.
special. Yeah,
Well done, man. Proper Tottenham, you are.
Hey, I always say you can't judge a man's fandom and how much he loves a club based on his geolocation, and I stand by that. You know what I mean? Oh, what did I do? Do you still see me?
Yeah.
Okay. This
I
new
think
Mac
so,
update has been...
hang on. What, so you think when a light goes out, you disappear?
I didn't know what was going on.
Just 'cause
Look,
you
I
can't see
touched
me,
the
you can
wrong
still
thing
see.
on this Mac, and then it all went all crazy style.
Well, you at 3K, it means I've got to keep coming on, haven't I? Because I'm way below you. So,
Look, that might be what helped get to 3K in the first place. Was early on I said if you got to keep subscribing to Paul, you got to keep subscribing to me, because as stated on previous streams, Paul won't come to the studios of United Spurs of America anymore if he outgrows this. So
half a Chewy. Hello, Chewy.
and he's got half a Chewy. I believe that's the head. But big up Chelsea Blue and Blue. Smash the likes. Big up Sophia's Football Talk. Can't wait to have you back on the channel, Sophia. Hope you're doing well. Big up. Thank you so much for the love. Big up Mark Cook as well. Rowan Kumar, how are you doing? Big up. Appreciate the love. Cheese Room John. Thank you, Cheese Room John. Big up. Says congrats on the 3K. Thank you, sir. Spurs Psych Evening Jacob and the 3K subscribers. Congratulations. Big up, sir. Thank you so much. Luca, howdy, Jacob. And to all you good people in the chat, here for the Immaculate Vibes. Hey, Luca, that's one thing that's guaranteed. Losses, wins, and draws. I can't tell you what's going to happen. I could just tell you what I think. But what is guaranteed here, at least, is win, lose, or draw. We will provide the Immaculate Vibes. Well, I will try to. I'll always try my best anyway. Ravi says, what is up? Like, and subscribe. Subscribe. Big up, Ravi Beak Harry. Luca14 says, well done on the 3K subs, Jacob. Deserving and many, many more. Look, who knows where this channel can go or may go, but all I know is just like with Tottenham in our season, no matter where it was, I'm enjoying it. And I think that's the most important part, is that I enjoy myself doing this. Is that, like when Spurs were top of the league, I never vocally, publicly said like, oh yeah, we're going to win the league. I just always said, man, I'm enjoying it. I know what you said, Paul. I know the things you
plunged
said.
in the pool, man. Why not?
Hey, and my feet were in the pool,
You
and
were pretty close. You were pretty close.
I was about to dunk. I was slowly slipping in, and my shorts were the very edge of your shorts are starting to get close to the water there. But look, I wouldn't even say my feet are Look, I'm digressing, but my point being, I've never, I don't think I've ever said that we were going to win the league necessarily. I just said, hey, I'm enjoying
you said it's not impossible, though.
I did say it's not impossible, because it is not impossible. And I think that's right. A pretty safe answer, right? That's a pretty safe, like, fucking bargain answer there. It's like to say, oh, well, mathematically nothing, really. We could. I just like the fact that so many people, they always say what you can and can't do. And that's, sometimes something that makes me even feel closer to my club, because all my life growing up, people tell you this, that, and the other. You got to do this. You got to say this. You got to walk this way, talk this way. Shout out Bon Jovi or Aerosmith. I don't know. But they say, you got to live your life a certain way, and they hold you to some kind of expectation. And I just can't wait for Tottenham one day to break that expectation and really surprise a lot of people. And it's inevitable at this point. I feel it in my bones.
It's been fun football, so
Yeah, and I'm having a good time. So by my digression of correlating this show to Tottenham Hotspur season, I would say I am enjoying it. Who knows where it's going to go? Who knows what may happen in a year or two? But for right now, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'll say that much. 3 Kings L's in a row. Was Snoop playing for Spurs or what? I don't know what that's supposed to mean, Ravi, but go ahead and show some love. 3K. Big up LFC Aaron. Thank you so much for the 3K love. Big up Ravi as well. Zapur says, guys, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. We've lost 3 games now because I've not watched the last 3 games with my local supporters club. So technically we're undefeated when Zapur watches, and then We lose whenever you don't go watch us. So Zapur, you better go back there. I'm just gonna say that much. Big up Craig the Gecko Man. Congratulations, Chewy and Jacob. Big up Craig. Big up Spurs Psych. You look like a proper geezer in that top, Jacob. Hey, big up. I was actually getting cold. I wanted to show this shirt off. It's my. I mean, y'all seen it. You've seen it, but I just wanted you to know. Hey, where am I at? Where's Jacob's mentality at? Brow. Brr. There it is. That's how I feel. Kangaroos every single day.
You've got rid of the what do you call it? The robe of losing or something? The robe
of defeat.
Robe of defeat. Okay. It's a nice shiny badge you've got on there, though.
It is shiny. It's iridescent. It's bling 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 blow. You're on the side now, so you can't say anything about it.
I've always been on the side, man. You show me the receipts.
Yeah. Big up Luke. Says congrats on the 3K. Big up Luke. Australian Gooner. He Spurs. Hey, big up. Appreciate you being here. Jacob, just keep doing what you're doing. You're winning. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate you saying that. Congratulations, Chewy, on your 3K subs. You too, Jacob. Appreciate you. Thanks, Zapur. Big up Drunk Vigo. Woodsy reacts. 3 seems to be the number this season. 3 manager of the months for Ange. 3 L's in a row. And 3K for the channel. Big up. This is a very good...
Coincidence?
I think not. The script writers have written the script, and they're also subscribing to the channel, so big up the script writers. What I would say to this is, let's hope that by the time that I hit 4K before we hit 4 losses on a season. How about that?
Yeah, that'd be rough.
That'd be sick. Because that'd be what, like, if it's the same 3.5, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, I'll take that. No more L's until that long. Big up Yosarian. Good morning, Jacob and all in the chat. Congrats on 3K subs, mate. Peace and love and Angel we trust. Come on, you Spurs. Big up Yosarian. Good to see you. Good morning, good sir. Motaz Mahmoud, how are you doing? Spirit of the Wolves. Hassam says hi. Big up Hassam every single time. I did send him a thank you as well because, look, I know there's a percentage of y'all subscribers that are Liverpool fans, and regardless of your fandom, you subscribe to this channel. So that means you're at least here to say hello to Jacob. And that means something to me. So big up every single.
Nice.
Isn't that sweet? Yeah, so you can say Spirit of the Wolves. You can say Golo 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 Lamina. Have you seen that? Have you seen that clip that he plays? I go on his channel and he plays this clip. I wish he would, if he was listening, he should send it to me right now. But there's this clip that he plays on his channel. It's like Power Rangers, and they're like more the Power Ranger with the wolf, and it's his voice. From the watch along when he was doing because he always does a watch along for Tottenham versus whoever they play, and yeah, isn't that flattery? So then when they scored the game winner, his call from that game, he had his guy edit that audio out and put it over this Power Rangers thing, and then it's actually quite hilarious. He plays it a lot though, but it is quite hilarious. So that's why he says the Spirit of the Wolves, because that's what Sam would say. Sam said that on his. It was funny though. It was fun. Hey, I love good banter. I'll tell you that much. Because the banter, all it will do is make me laugh. It never really makes me feel any type of way about my club. Like, you're not going to embarrass me. You're not going to make me feel X, Y, or Z about how I feel. No one can tarnish that relationship. You know what I mean? Except for Tottenham or me, I think.
It's a sacred bond.
Sounds slightly sexual. Jason Bell says, I knew we'd have a rough patch or two this season. I'm fine with it because I see what we're building toward and I like it. Hey, Jason Bell, big up. I like it too. I think every human on this earth who supports Tottenham Hotspur in this juncture would agree with you that we knew that this would be a journey, right? The road's not always going to be the smoothest on your journey. You just got to keep riding it out. Keep riding it out, But big up, Jason Bell. Appreciate you being here, longtime supporter. My honor to partaking in the participation of the voting and polling in the polls. Big up, Zapur. Always getting his opinions heard in the poll. Look, there's 38 votes, and there's over 50 people across all platforms. Make sure you are hitting a like. Make sure you are hitting a subscribe if you're new. Again, thank you to the 3K. It's a big up. I'm kind of feel like I'm lagging or something because I don't know. I feel very humble right now. Like, I was pretty upset about the loss, but you know what? We hit 3K today, and hey, makes me feel better about the loss. I'll put it that way. And it makes me to feel like no matter what, because I've been doing this channel, we've been taking losses, we've been winning, and all the fun stuff. And Hey, I think I was doing this channel when we lost the Carabao Cup. Or Michael and I had just started. We were on Spotify, I think, at the time. And we were doing, I remember the Carabao Cup. I was ready to strip naked. I was ready to get naked alive on air. So, but that never happened. Big up Bob Down Under. Congrats. Great content from the colonies. Big up Bob Down Under. Do you know where the colonies is, Paul? I don't know where that is.
I think it might be here or where you are, or, you know.
Technically, you are correct. Yeah. Hey, what? No, he's in the studio. Zapur. Yeah. Look, do you need a glass of water, Paul?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me roll up my sleeve.
It's so hard to do when it's reversed. There we go.
There you go, Paul.
Thank you, Jacob.
You wanted that glass of water? There you go, Paul. You got to keep the elbow. Yeah. I'm going to take my hand out now. There you go. You see that? That's the power of production here. That's because 3K subs. The power of production.
3K value, man.
That's what you get out here. 3K subs, big up. That's the type of production we are going to continue to bring. And United Spurs of America. Big up Patty Hartnett. Congrats on the 3K. Delighted for you. Thank you so much, Patty. Big supporter. And look, I always got a PC back there. Limerick Spurs, big up. David Calvino, where's he gone? I can hear his voice. 3K well deserved. Where did I go? Was that whenever I dropped out? It might have been whenever I dropped out. William Lofson, big up. I love that profile photo. Don't know how to say your last name, but big up, William. Did you see the penalty that Semedo did? There's literally no difference on that and the Kulu one. Kulu's was arguably more of a penalty after the Liverpool game. Everything has gone against us. Did you happen to catch Wolves Fulham?
No.
Well, I will say this much. I didn't watch the entire game, but I did see this incident he's talking about. Soft, very soft penalty. And I don't know why we weren't afforded a penalty, honestly. Because it was very soft. I would argue Kulu did deserve one. I would also argue Brian Hill getting elbowed in the face deserved a penalty. I would also argue that before he got elbowed in the face, that there was a handball on, I don't remember who it was, but if you watch the replay, there's a replay going around Twitter right now, and I would love to show it, but there's like, I think I would get copyrighted if I show it. So it's a clip of Brian Hill getting elbowed in the face, but what happens before he gets elbowed in the face? Yeah, a handball. It's a crime. And it's a crime we all witness live and direct. I get how you feel, Jacob. I love American football. Being British, I get some funny looks. Oh, because you're British and you love American football? Hey, it's okay. We can always talk about American football sometimes.
Hey, Clive Allen played American football, so, you know.
Yeah?
Harry Kane might be playing.
Harry Kane may one day be kicking for the Dallas Cowboys. Ooh, I would get a Harry. Oh, that'd be clean. That would be clean. Chances of you doing something wild for a milestone. 5K should be skydiving. I'll take suggestions. I don't know that I could logistically skydive here in El Paso. There's too many mountains. When you skydive, I believe it has to be in a flat area.
I've only done it in a flat area, but
in Dallas, that's how that was. That you had to go way out into the boonies where all the cornfields are, and that's where you fall. Because here there's just too many mountains, and I get lost in a crater somewhere, you know. So maybe not skydiving, but maybe something fun. Any suggestions live, or if you're watching this on playback, let me know down below. I don't know, but 5K, I'll do something funny for 5K. I'll do something silly. Y'all help me get another 2K subs? I'll do something for 5K for sure. If this channel grows as L's pile up for ANGE, Jacob will overtake Mr. Beast by the end of the season. Now, that guy's got millions of subs. So that's Scott saying that we're going to lose a whole bunch and the channel's going to grow. Now, Scott, I would not necessarily, like, I'd be upset in a football sense, but I think my family would be grateful for if we were making that kind of Mr. Beast money. That dude just hands out 10K, 50K. He just hands it out to people. I don't know if he beats them up and takes it back afterwards, but at least on camera.
Camera's off.
All right, camera's off. Fuck them up. Get that money back. I don't know. They may.
I've got to give it to someone else tomorrow.
That may be what they're doing. Maybe that's the key. I got to do some of that. Shave your head at 5K. Shave it on live stream. Shave my head?
Why would you do that?
Why would I do that? I just saw that comment down there. What areas do Spurs need to strengthen in general? The back line. We need center backs playing center back roles, not right backs, left side center, whatever you want to call Ben Davies, full backs, wing backs, whatever you want to call them. We need them to not be playing in the position of a center back. We need center backs playing there. Big up Kate with Just a Girl Who Loves Spurs. Big up Zapur. Who's copying the reactions with me? Someone reacting in the chat? I don't see no reacting in the chat. I don't see none of that. It's Aerosmith. Okay, thank you, Drunk Vigo, catching the reference. I appreciate when y'all help me catch the references because it at least validates my experience here. Morler says, we could have won the league, but it was dependent on having our best players fit. Was right to ride the wave. We'll be strong again this season. Big up Morler. Look, I think even with our starting 11, as I see the reactions now, y'all is a smiling and hearts and congrats. Big up. Big up whoever's smashing it. I see y'all. Smooches, definitely. Whoever's smashing that, you get a smooch right now. Morler, what I would say is with our starting 11, we could compete with everyone in the league. Now, whether we could sustain a high enough level of competition, that's another story, and I would have loved the opportunity to see it. But with a deeper squad and this 11 and a few tweaks to this 11, I think we could be humming. I think we could. There were some questions answered, I think, more than questions asked versus Villa for me.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was, obviously I always tip Spurs to win, but I didn't think we'd play that well. It was pretty good, wasn't it? I mean, I know we lost and everything, but I was surprised that, your favourite player, Lo Celso, did all right, and Brian Hill did all right, and, Emerson Royale did all right. I mean, that was, so when I saw that team selection coming out and Dyer wasn't on it, I thought, okay, here we go. This could be interesting. And yeah, we played well.
I will tell you, waking up and looking at the lineup and not seeing Eric Dyer's face was a very welcoming sight for me personally and professionally and emotionally and mentally, spiritually, liquidly. Is that a way I could say?
Yeah,
either way, no Eric Dyer. That's a party. That's the reason I was at least hopeful for what we could accomplish. Absolutely. Big up Kate, Just a Girl Loves Spurs, member for 3 months. Says, congrats, Jacob, and well done, Paul, on show earlier. I've been hearing of this show. I need to listen to this show. I heard about it. I heard about it this morning, but I'm going to have to sort some time out of my life. Big up Sava with Football Heritage TV. Make sure you are subscribed to Football Heritage TV and the Hotspur Hippie. I always say subscribe to every single content creator, whether you think they're a waffler, whether you think they're out here giving you their time. It doesn't hurt. You don't even have to watch. You can just subscribe. Yeah. And you can see their video, just hit a like and don't even listen. And that's just a free way to support people who, you know what, whether you agree with anybody on screen, disagree with anybody on screen, it's always free to just hit a like and then keep it pushing. You don't have to say nothing. But big up, Kate. Thank you for being a member for 3 months. Look, I am trying to find a better way to be innovative with the members as well. So that way the memberships don't seem just kind of like I only prioritize your chats and that's it. But I would say this. I'm trying to get innovative here. We're working on things. Well, we being me and Chewy. And so he doesn't really fucking offer many ideas other than, will you feed me or can I go pee? But big up Morler, big up Jimmy Nipples, talking about the Paul debate. Look,
that was interesting.
Good debates are debates. I'm looking forward to listening to the debate. Big up Rich, says big up Jacob and Hippie. Big up Rich, longtime supporter as well. Big up Jacob. How do you feel for your upcoming next loss? I feel like everybody's telling me what it is. Everybody's telling me a definitive outcome. Yes, maybe it's likely. Yes, maybe it's likely. But I would also say this, Paul. In the Bible, if I'm told to believe, we're going there now. Okay. We're going there.
All right, yeah.
If I'm a kid and I'm reading these things, and as a kid, I'm like, oh, goo goo gaga, David versus Goliath. That sounds like a fun little battle. A small man versus a giant, and I took him down with a warakata. What was it, a rock and a sling or some shit?
Rock and sling, yeah.
At the end of the day, little man take down big man. And to me, that's just a story time and time told again. Hollywood, you need to find another story. But what I would say is, don't tell me what's definitive. I need to know what the crystal ball is saying. Look, I've said I felt like, and now we could say what we feel like, right? We could say, oh, I feel this way. I feel like the city is going to dominate us and we're going to get our asses handed to us. That's very possible. And it's okay to feel that way. What I would say is I feel
a little
like a flying pig. Don't tell me what I can do. Don't tell that. Hey, if it's 0.1, it's still fucking a chance.
There, isn't it?
Mathematically speaking, it is still there. But big up Vindaloo. And you know what? I hope City feels just the way everybody else feels. I hope everyone, including Pep, including everyone saying that we're going to lose, I feel like that's only a good thing. Because if they gave us a chance, that would give City the more little, hey, relax a little bit, relax. And then maybe we sneak a little sneaky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When the guard dog's eating a steak, maybe we could go ahead and sneak up in the gate.
Spurs. Don't worry about us.
Only Spurs?
Hey, we're injured. We're injured.
Don't worry
Take
about
a week
me.
off, City.
No, who are we starting? I don't know. Was that kid from the academy? Who's he? I don't know. Don't worry about us. Don't look at us. I say that way as well. Just don't look over here, bro. I'm doing my thing. Just you do yours. I'll do my thing. Just all right. That's how I'm approaching it. But hey, if you're a betting man, I wouldn't say bet on the side of what I'm saying. But if you're a never say never kind of guy, you got to believe at least some hope that we could get a point. Somewhere deep down inside, you got to be like, maybe we could get a point. Hey,
sneaky 1 point.
If they're writing this, I said this yesterday or whatever day. I said, Paul, if you, I said that I'm losing my train of thought. You made me lose my train of thought.
I'm sorry, man. Sorry. That's what happens when you get to 3K. You're in the rarefied air. The oxygen's a bit thinner.
This is why the channel's very much lacking Michael, and we need Michael back because he would be like, Jacob, this is what you were talking about, because he can see the squirrel mind that I have that kind of just jumps from branch to branch, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, look at that. Oh shoot, let's go this way. And Michael I love Michael. Can't wait for have him back on the channel whenever he's ready. I'm gonna go back to the chat a little bit. Let me catch up. Caption Grandma's here. Big up Caption Grandma. Good day, chums. Are you two enjoying being housemates? Is Paul following the house rules? He did go back to Australia for a few days, and he came back. So he's got a little bit of jet lag. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he doesn't have jet lag. That's what I meant to say. Liverpool fans are growing this channel. Hey, keep liking and subscribing, Liverpool fans. Jacob, it's a good channel, and you know football. Appreciate that, Ravi. Appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Richard Evans, like security, even if you're Spursy. Oots to you as well, my friend. I know what that stands for, but I'm gonna. Hey, Hotspur, you went for Sava. Hey, big up Jacob, Paul, and all. Congrats on 3K, Jacob. Big up Spurs. You're a longtime supporter as well. Big up Rich. Where were these Gooners when they finished 8th 2 seasons in a row? Well, technically, the channel wasn't here when they finished 8th 2 seasons in a row. But you know what? It's okay. Let them have their fun. I was told we don't look at the table in November, so I'm going to continue to do that. Even though sometimes I do look, but I'm just going to publicly say we don't look at the club. We don't look at the table in November because that's what I was told on November 1st, aka my birthday. I was told that, I was told.
I mean, Arsenal could be top of the league in March or April, and it don't matter. I mean, last year.
I think Arteta is such a fraud, and I respect the Arsenal fans that agree with that. There are some Arsenal fans that do feel that way, so shout them out. I think Arteta's a fraud, bro. Last year said that to me. Like before that, I may have just hated on the guy just because he's Arsenal and I'm Spurs.
Yeah, you're gonna do it, aren't you?
Yeah, if I can fuck him, right? Who gives a shit? Yeah. I would say that's where I was initially, but then after last season, I was like, he's actually a fraud, and I think he's fooling a lot of people at this point. That's just what I feel. But hey, I might be wrong. Big up Gio Ray. I almost skipped over that comment. Big up everyone. Love the practice gear, Jacob. This was one of my favorite lines of training gear that we had. I think this was the Anthem jacket that year. I think that's what it was. Vindaloo says, we all live in hope, but City are going to win the league, so somebody got to chase. Otherwise, it's going to be boring. I think
They
Liverpool
might get relegated. They might get, win the Premier League final.
A little surprisey. Surprisey drop it down low.
Yeah, you never know.
Okay.
And I saw Pep the other day. He said, I'll stay at Man City even if we're in League One or something like that.
Oh, he said that.
Yeah.
And as soon as they go down to League One or whatever, he's
bye
like,
bye.
Barcelona said they need him in. Did you see that? Paul, did you see that?
It's a Tottenham miracle.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Does it work for yours?
No.
Do you have Apple? I think it's some Apple bro, I'm telling you, since the Apple update like 3 days ago, everything has been funky. My monitor's been funky. My webcam. This isn't even the Apple webcam. This is my webcam I bought. It's going to give me balloons when I do a peace sign. But if I do a thumbs up, it won't do the thumbs up. I don't know. I do like that. I don't know what's going on here. See, now I just look like a fucking idiot. And I think Apple is doing that on purpose. They're trying to make me look like a fool.
Just to fuck with you.
Look at this guy dancing around.
Hey, we got another one.
Big up Spurs GCTV. How you doing? Yo, Jacob, Paul, and Chewy. Hope you're all doing well. Big up Darren Wimbledon as well. Paul, could you do some player ratings for us? I planned on doing that if I still had time to keep going later on after we talk about everything. Yeah, it's a good idea. I've been thinking about doing player ratings a little bit more.
It's funny, how close were we with that? When we predicted what the team was going to be, we kind of got it bang on, didn't we? It was like hilarious.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. That's a shitty host. I was reading a comment from Chelsea Blue and Blue. It says, Jacob, who's your favorite Chelsea fan?
David Mellor.
All right. I don't know who that is.
Some sleazy MP.
I would say the Chelsea fan I've known the longest and talked to the most, probably like Cursor. If you know who Cursor is, you might not even know who Cursor is. Bryce, plain old Bryce. Good to see you in the house. Just watched the Paul versus Sava debate. I don't know. I gotta admit, I saw your side. I saw a side of Paul I didn't like at all. Just my opinion, though. But it felt personal almost. Well, I think it's done and dusted now. I think they've closed the book on it. Everyone's all good.
I think it was all wrapped up with a bow, and that's it, really,
Yeah, well, there you go. All wrapped up in a bow. Jimmy Nipples. That's the strangest name and user. I don't know what's more strange. Jimmy Nipples or Teabag? Which one's more strange to pull up on stream? These man titties or a bag of tea that's slightly shaped like a scrotum? I don't know. It's kind of weird, but hey, y'all do your thing. I don't judge. Blind test some random food at 5K. But if I set it all up, it wouldn't be random, right? Like, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to do some gummy worms. I'm going to do some ho-hos, a honey bun, and some spaghetti. You know what I mean? Oh no, what's this mystery food? It's yum, yum, yum. Hey, I'll do it. Y'all want to see that at 5K? I'll do that for sure. Jacob, you're doing better than Spurs. Only for the moment. We were growing together, Spurs and me. We were doing it. Do you know any Chelsea fans in Texas or America as a whole? I saw a clerk at the grocery store wearing a Chelsea shirt once, and I did try and give him the old fuck you, but he was like, "Oh, I'm just actually a Christian Pulisic fan," and I was like, "Oh, okay." So I forgave him. He was wearing a Pulisic jersey, and that's why. So I forgave him. He's American. Let's see. Question: would you do a YouTuber fight in the ring? Maybe with Thogden? I don't know who those dudes are. They might be professional fighters, but I would. I mean, it'll give me an excuse to have to hit the gym and train a little bit, but it has to be a dude who has not been to the gym in as long as I have. It has to be a dude who's been a stay-at-home dad. Like, I would like a equal fight. If you find me a heavyweight that's been just chilling, yeah, let's set it up. I'll do it. Fuck it. Alex, get me on. Get me on, Jacob. You got something you want to say, Alex? You go ahead and text me. I will send you the link, my friend. You know that. You're always welcome on this channel, Alex. You know that, my friend. Let me text me, because the WhatsApp thing on my WhatsApp on the computer is all thanging. So if that don't make sense, just shoot me a text. I'll send you the link, my friend. I will get you on, no doubt. Let's see here. Davies and Emerson will be spending time on the rack this week, so we have more hype for next weekend.
Yeah, they're about that much short. Just
You know, I saw someone on Twitter say, "Oh, the Pau Torres signing is really biting us in the ass now." Because if we had signed Pau Torres, he wouldn't have literally been on their team to hit that header against us for the first one.
Just buy all the players and just leave them out there somewhere.
Well, you gotta love Twitter, because they'll be like, "Hey, we were linked to that guy once." Remember? It's always funny because people we were linked with.
We link to everyone though. Like, you know, you do a search for Tottenham in the news, and it's, oh, we're linked to this player and that player and this person. And it's like, oh my Lord, they're just filling up column inches.
You can't sign everyone. We're not Chelsea. Good evening, Adrian Shroka. How are you doing, good sir? Maz, I see what you're doing there. Will you feed me, or can I go pee-pee? Sounds like me. Rich, your wife must love you. Alex, shoot me a text. Tough loss indeed. Big up, though, lads. Big up, Mud. Big up that Vestal as well. Saying congrats on 3K. Big up that Vestal every single time. Go check out that Vestal on Twitch. There's the name. He streams video games. He just finished Spider-Man. Go show him some love if you're over there on Twitch. Big up, Mud. Thank you as well for the love. There he is. There he is. He just texted me. 1 second. Hi, Jacob. Can you send me? So polite. See, he texts me and he's so polite, but in the chat, he's get me on.
Get me on now.
Get me on now. And then he texts me and he's like, hello,
hi, Jacob.
Can you send me the link? I love Alex. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
yeah,
people,
like
they
Alex.
see what they see, and they that's all they know, right, of Alex. But I think anyone who's actually like had a conversation with Alex,
I'll be interested to hear what he thinks about how we're going in the game. And
yeah, you know. That's great. Hey, if he wants to come on and talk about it, hey, he's always welcome here. Like I always say, I only support good people, you know. So while I'm thinking about that, I'm actually going to put both of y'all's title or your channels in the link real quick. So Paul, if you don't mind talking about this, Vindaloo says, which one of you thought after 10 games you'd win the league? We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it staying top most of the season. City squad just too big and strong. I agree with this. This is why I never felt that we were ever going to actually win the league. I was just having fun at the top of the mountain for the moment. And that's no one can tell me shit about it. My 33rd birthday, Tottenham Hotspur, undefeated, top of the league. The Texas Rangers won the World Series that day. The Bulls and the Mavs played each other. This is my basketball teams as well. They played each other that day. November 1st was a fantastic sports day for me. Oh, and Arsenal got their first loss on November 1st as well. It was quite a great sports day. The world was blessing me on my birthday. So I did not think after 10 games that we would win the league. I was having fun. All I ever said was, don't tell me it's impossible. Just like beating, what's their name? This weekend. It's not impossible, it's just improbable. You like that?
Yeah, look, after 10 games, we're in good shape, playing good stuff, getting better each game, and at that moment in time, I was dreaming, and the dream may return, you know. Like Ange said, when we get some of these players back, he said we're going to be a pretty good football team. Ange seemed pretty happy with what happened the other night, apart from the result, obviously. But yeah, onwards and upwards. But next year, you better watch out, Gooners.
That's what I'm saying. They don't want to see us hit our stride, Paul. That's what I'm saying. Is that they saw a glimpse of what we could look like. They saw moments in matches. I've always said every match, Paul, that I felt like we provided multiple opportunities for our opponents to score. Not that they all they had to do was moderately work it well enough, and we would allow them the opportunity. Aston Villa, I rewatched the first half. Paul, I'm going to be honest here. I did rewatch the first half of Villa because I remember it being so much fun, and until the very end of that. But I rewatched it, and you know what it reminded me of? Like when you watch a good movie, but you just know the ending is going to be shitty, and so you're just like, I'll watch the first 45 minutes of that movie and enjoy that, and let's just keep it moving.
So like the 1987 FA Cup final, I remember it being a good game, but I'll never ever watch it again because we lost, and I don't want to see that.
Yeah, don't want to see it. Like Harry Kane highlights, I know how that ends. He leaves us, so I don't want to watch any. I hate it when I see him. I'm not over it yet, but whatever. But what I am, that's actually, I don't know how to segue into this, but let me just say, here he is. He wants to be here. I want him to be here. Everyone wants him to be here. We've got Alex.
Go,
How are
Alex.
you doing, my friend?
Well, big up everybody, man. Big up everybody. First thing, sorry to say on a sour note, Jacob, but you need to stop twerking for that Hassan boy. But by the way, man, honestly,
What do you mean twerking for him?
Oh, Hassan, oh my gosh, I can see him coming all day long. But big up to him, boy, because he knows how to rattle Tottenham fans all day long.
Oh yeah, he's got him on strings. That's what I find absolutely hilarious.
He knows how to rattle Tottenham fans. And the thing is, though, he's only doing what Mr. Botsov has done for 3 years now. So well done to him. Get a Blue Peter badge for that. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You know, he basically said imposter in the top of the league. Well, mate, I've said it as well, but I didn't say imposter. So big up to you for rattling Tottenham fans. You realise how easy it is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Because I do it to Jay every single week when I go on Time Added On, but I've been banned from it by Alan's opinion in it. But anyway, let's move on.
You've been banned from Time Added On.
Yeah,
what did you do?
So-called. I've been told anyway. But moving on. That's what happens when the main event turns up. Because the main event turns up, he rattles people and rattles people's brains. You know what I mean? And rinsing the pieces. You know what I mean? But anyway, moving on. I actually, you know what? Big up to you, Paul. You know, like I said, I respect you because you respect Mr. Box Office because you know exactly what Mr. Box Office said in June. You know, yeah. I said I need time. I said this needs to be a bad run, and we'll see what happens. You're seeing what's happening right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear, you know, how are you feeling about how we're going, or you know.
The thing is though, even though I still need convincing, I do give him credit because he said everything in June. He said, I'm still going to play attacking football. Yeah, I'm going to play attacking football regardless what happens, and that's it. That's my philosophy. Yeah, and he stuck by his word. So I don't know why everybody's now saying change. And where was that coincidence? Where did that happen before? Oh yeah, Conte. Yeah, forgot that. Oh yeah, we said that against Conte, didn't we? Oh yeah. And look what happened there. You know, it's like I don't think Tottenham fans actually learn. You see what I'm saying? And this is the thing. People said, "Oh, you should have changed against Chelsea." Okay, what happens when you need to? What happens when you get into a situation? You don't change. You use your game plan and you adapt it to that game. But you can't do that over 10 games, can you? You can't do that, can you? You know what I mean?
Alex, I think in matches we have adapted and not completely changed. Like Wolves looked completely different to me after we went up at Wolves. The rest of that match looks completely different than the rest of the match after we went up versus Villa, and likewise with every match. Like I think that it's still evolving, and even the players, Sonny, Madison, and the likes, when we were doing well, all said we aren't even doing everything correctly yet. This is just a matter of time until we all are reading off the same hymn sheet here. So that's what I feel like for me. I've always, you know, the ups and the downs of the season, the good performances where we got to win, and maybe the good performances where we deserved to win and we only got the draw. I feel like give me hope for what I'm seeing, because I know this is not Ange Postecoglou's team. This is not, he didn't pick some of these dudes that were starting. Like, I'll just rattle you some of the names of players he did not pick. He did not pick Son, Hill, Kulusevski. He did not pick Bentancur. He did not pick Lo Celso, Ben Davies. He did not pick Destiny Udogie. He did ask Udogie to stay, and he convinced him to stay. He did not pick Emerson Royale, and he did not pick Pedro Porro. So there's one, maybe two names you could say that he did want here, 2 to 3. Brennan Johnson, obviously, he did say he wanted him. But for me, I just see it like this dude's working with what he has right now. We've had one window under Ange Postecoglou. After 4, I've always said 3 to 4 windows until I'm like, okay, you've had, if we do get some of these punks out and we bring some studs in and we do that, and we get whoever Ainge wants, whoever's going to work for his system. So far, Brennan Johnson was one of those, and I've been kind of disappointed as of late. But he still needs time to get everybody he wants doing the things that he wants them to do in this system. That's just my humble opinion and why I feel.
I think the board need to know this. The board need to know this, and the only way they're gonna know we're gonna know the board back it is when the fans say Ange out, and then the board say no, we stick by our man. That's the only way you're going to shut me up, and it's going to shut up a lot of Tottenham fans, because that's what shut up Arsenal fans, didn't it? And look what happened with Arteta and Arsenal right now, the top of the league. Yeah, could have won the league last season. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, this is the only way it's going to work. The only way, because I'm seeing exactly what's happening, which I predicted in June. Yeah, 3 losses. 3 losses. You're starting hearing noises now, saying, "Oh, why do we not change? Why do we not change?" Yeah. Oh, we should sack him. Yeah. The people that are winding me up are the people who are saying, "Oh, we loved it in the first 10 games. We obviously weren't watching Mr. Box Office because Mr. Box Office wasn't saying that. I can tell you that for a fact. So you weren't talking for me. I'll tell you that for a fact. And that's not having to go at you, Jacob. And it's not having to go at you, Paul. Not having to go at Kuva, and not having to go at my boy Asthmatic as well. Yeah. No way, Jose. You know what I mean? Having to go at those people that were saying it on other shows, saying, "Oh, we were all for Ange, loving it after Ange, and that's it." I wasn't saying it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing. So it's like, I know what my team is all about. You know what I mean? Like, what I will say is that I do respect what he's doing at the moment. He needs to stick to his principles. Yeah, he's only going to learn about players when he's losing at the moment. I will say this for a fact: I don't like Song as captain at the moment. I do not like Song as captain at the moment. I'm sorry. He's the last 2 games, I've realised how bad he is as a captain at the moment. I think Macario is looking more of a captain than him at the moment. And that's a lot for me to say that right now. I've got to be honest, because I was there at the stadium yesterday. I was there at Chelsea as well. And I'm telling you now, this Vicario is more loud than Son. Sorry, I have to be honest. I
don't think being loud necessarily indicates leadership qualities or captain material necessarily. Because if I was watching a bunch of clips on X today, and there was, after Giovanni Lo Celso scored, Son was the one going to every single player trying to get them like, okay, get your head back on straight. If you watch, there was a clip, and I wish I could show it, but it's someone else's video. Afterwards, after they had all huddled together and they were celebrating, there was a few people doing like some silly handshakes and kind of dancing and stuff, and he was getting them like, "Yo, get back, let's get ready." And I think that what he brings as a leader, and that's just an instance that stood out in the brief moment. And I think that behind closed doors and behind that, he is this vocal leader that everyone thinks that they want him to appear to be on the pitch. And necessarily, like, the guy was leading by example, in my opinion, as well. In the second half, I didn't see another forward pressing as much as him. I didn't see another forward making all-out sprints at their highest speed than him. And I think that he leads by example. He leads through not necessarily the what I would say prototypical type leadership qualities, like a Roy Keane, like a rigid type captain who's gonna, get in someone's face if they're not doing what's needed. So in regards to Son being a captain, I still have full faith in him as being that captain, especially once he has both of his vice captains back as well. I think you'll see that more vocal throughout all 3 of the defense, the mid, and the attack. I think you'll see more of a synchronicity, obviously, once we have more of that spine back. So I'm not too concerned about him as a captain personally. Paul, what do you think? As far as Son as a captain, are you worried at him at this point, like Alex? Some other people are as well. It's not just Alex. I've seen this brought up, and I think it's a good talking point, at least. That
I don't mind him. I think you're right. Captains can be quieter. Steve Perryman was a quieter captain. He wasn't, shouting every 5 minutes. Or, I like some of the things Son's done. I like the way he presents himself, represents the club to the media. So no, I'm quite happy with him. I mean, and look, Vicario is very vocal, and that's what you want from a keeper. You want them to run the penalty area. They're like the captain of that domain. So I think it all kind of works together. The only thing I'd say about Son being captain is I'm not keen on either a goalkeeper or a striker being captain.
You've maintained that. You did say that last year when Hugo Lloris was our captain. I remember you saying you don't like the goalkeeper or up top being. You want someone in the middle.
Or yeah, you know, but I think he's doing all right.
The only reason I think James Madison wasn't handed or anyone of that sense was because one, that Son has been here so long and Madison had just arrived. I think it would have not optically been the greatest, in my opinion. But who knows? I think coming out of that, Ange Postecoglou said that he felt confident that there was no other choice. It was obvious once Harry Kane left who the next captain was.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure we are, adapting our style. I think against Wolves we were just crap. We weren't doing the players weren't doing what they were supposed to do. Ange said afterwards it was a poor performance.
No, I agree with you, Paul. It was crap. It was rubbish.
Yeah,
it was rubbish. And,
it was boring, man.
It was rubbish. Yeah, but the thing is, though, like I said before, I'm learning a bit more about those players when they're losing, when the last 10 games. I'm learning more about these players at the moment. And like I said before, and the criticism is with Son is that when it's a tough moment, when we have adversity, I don't see him, the main man,
grabbing
up.
it.
That's what I'm saying, and this is what worries me at the moment, because this is the same thing I saw under Poch with the other with Lloris as captain. You see what I'm saying? And unfortunately, this is the thing. When you have these things do matter in important games. And let's be honest here, that Wolves game shown a little bit of weakness. You know what I mean? And listen, we were gonna lose. It was coming. Right, it is coming, this run, yeah, right. I'm the same guy that said we were going to finish 8th, so I've got no expectations this season. Yeah, this is a build, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think about the game yesterday. I think he had no choice to play what he played. I think he was bold to play Emerson as defender. I think he had no choice. You know what I mean? Because I don't think he trusts the youngsters. I think he's proved it right now. I think the conversation should have been had in the summer about some of these youngsters and said they're not ready at the moment and should have got a defender in or not got rid of Sanchez. Sorry, that was a bad decision right now for us.
To get rid of Sanchez? Yeah.
To get rid of Sanchez or not get a defender in. At least get a defender in that's competent in the system, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Getting a striker, because he doesn't obviously trust release at the moment. You know what I mean? It's quite clear. You know what I mean? So, and Richarlison at the moment, it isn't happening, isn't it? The below average Emil Heskey, I call him.
Whoa, that's damning, man. Far out.
You know what I mean? Because there was an Emil Heskey, wasn't it? You know what I mean? But I just think, and I think for me, yeah, I did see a little bit of the game yesterday. I did because I was there, and I saw some of the highlights. And to be honest with you, we had some very good chances. Kulu needs to be in the centre. He needs to be in the centre. I'm sorry. He needs to be in the centre. He had a good game yesterday.
I agree.
He had a good.
I don't want to see him as a winger anymore. I don't think he's effective. I don't want to see him as a winger.
He's not a winger. He's not a winger anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good props to Emerson and Davis. Yes, they made mistakes, and we missed chances. Yes, Gill was okay. He needs to do better. The Celso, I want more. I'm sorry. I'm still not convinced he wants to be here. I'm sorry. I think he wants to be out the door. I'm not being funny. Because
there is someone who does want to be here, though.
He doesn't play for Tottenham.
There's a great little segue. Surprise guest texted me, longtime supporter, one of the founding fathers.
Fourscore years ago and 10.
I don't know what the hell you just said, Paul. But we do have a guest in the back. I'm going to bring them out. Longtime supporter of the channel. What a great way to say yay to 3K. With a C cubed in the house.
Oh, hello.
Hey, boys.
Oh, no.
Was cracking C cubed a long time? No talk.
I know exactly why you've come on. I know exactly why you've come on.
You said.
I knew exactly why she's come on. I knew it's coming. I know it's coming. Let me have it. Let me have it. Let me have it. I'm gonna sober my tone. Because I actually am a gentleman, by the way. So I'll sober my tone and let you have the floor.
I know. Okay, like so everybody knows, Alex is a gentleman. He's always treated me with a lot of respect. He is always a gentleman. But I just gotta say, I knew it. This is so predictable that the moment we go through a bad run, we lose a couple games, even sometimes when we lose that first game, people turn on Son. It happens every time. Every fucking time it happens. And right now, everybody's saying, like you just said, Alex, oh, he's not captain material. Oh, he's not a good captain. I didn't hear people saying that he was a bad captain when we were on a winning run under Ange, but you can't win every game. The other thing is that with Sonny, he not only captains his South Korean team that he's been captaining for a long ass time, okay? But if you support Ange, then obviously he picked Sonny. He stands by the selection. Everybody in the team was happy with the selection. Therefore, he is the best option for a captain. The other thing is you said, Alex, that like he's not the one when things are rough or, you know, you're going back, you know, bad, you know, times or whatever, that he's going to stand up. What about when Harry Kane was injured during that time, you know, up to the UCL final? Who was putting the team on their back in the against Man City? Who was that? That was Sonny. Who was putting the team on their back under Jose when Kane was injured with his ankle injury? Sonny stepped up against Villa. Speaking of Villa, he stepped up against Villa, got his arm broken 2 minutes into the game, and then scored the winning goal against Villa under Jose. Who stepped up against Preston last season on the cup, the run to the cup, which we ultimately crashed out of? But there was the cup game where Kane didn't play. We were playing absolutely terrible, and Sonny put the game on his back and scored a brace. He puts games on his back and carries the team repeatedly for years in a row. He's been doing this. Kane's done it. Sonny's done it. Who are the other options to be captain anyways? So you want somebody to be captain, and it's not going to be Hugo anymore, right? So what are the other options? Sonny is the best option.
Maybe Ollie Skip would rise to it.
I don't think that we should be waffling right now, going back and forth, saying 1 second, oh, he's a good captain, you know, and then we lose a couple games. Oh, he's a bad captain. Especially when, if you watch, you know, clips, if you watch games, he's there. He is in people's face. He's amping them up. He's grabbing players. He's giving them directions. He's just not yelling at their asses and chewing them out, but he is telling them, do this, do that. He's talking to players constantly.
I've seen him yell at a couple of butts after some wins. He did do some grabbing. Pedro Porro did do some thrusting. I've seen some of their antics.
He did grab players, and he's talking to them.
I hear your point about the what he's done before, right? But the problem is, right, and before we say anything about those first 10 games, I didn't take anything from that, by the way. I'm sorry, because I said I need to see when this adversity, and I'm seeing right now what's going on right now, right? And I'm sorry, I don't agree. I do agree with you that he steps up because he's clinical, and he steps up certain times. Yes, he has. But when it's the main moments, when it's crucial moments, like against Wolves, right? Where is he pulling those players together, saying, "Don't let in another goal"? You know what I mean? That's the thing. That's when the captain needs to really step up, and that's it. And I'm hearing now, oh, he's really nice to people. Sorry, you don't have to be nice.
I didn't say that.
Nicey.
No,
it's
did
not
I
about,
say that?
No, not you. Not you, CQ. I've heard it. I've heard some rumblings about this from reporters saying, "Oh, he's a nice person to everybody. He's keeping it all nice." Sorry, sometimes you need to be sometimes a bit say things that people don't want to hear, you know, because unfortunately, nice guys finish last. Yeah. Right, because that's what helps you win a trophy at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying this is going to happen this season. I'm not saying this is happening this season, but there's going to be questions like this next season and the following season as well. Yeah, because there'll be moments when we need to get over that line. You see what I'm saying? I'm seeing some stuff I'm seeing under Poch. You see what I'm saying? And other teams as well. And that's why I'm questioning Son at the moment, because at the end of the day, for everything he's doing well, right? He's a great finisher, even though yesterday and the day before he was non-existent. in terms of, and it was always getting on offside for some reason. He was unlike Son, to be honest with you. He's normally very clinical, and that's what I expect from Son sometimes, because he's he's been clinical the last 10 games, and he's done it last season as well. He's very clinical, but like everything he does well, I think it's those crucial moments where he just doesn't. It's not enough, and he hasn't got that thing that.
But I literally gave you examples of crucial moments, and you're talking about a Wolves game that was one game. Nobody is perfect. You expect somebody to step up when everybody is playing like crap every single time. Like everybody
that's what happens with special players, though.
The other thing is this: nice guy. Hold on, nice guy. Everybody says, okay, yeah, he's a nice guy. Media talks about he's a nice guy. That doesn't mean that he doesn't call people out on their shit. People in Korea talk about it all the time. He's talking so much, like calling people out, telling them what to do constantly in that Korean team. The other thing is even Dele in his interview, he referenced Son as somebody that was calling him out on his shit. What makes you think that just because he's a nice guy, he's not calling people out on their shit?
I feel like Sonny's the kind of guy who, if he looks at you and says, I'm disappointed, that you definitely feel some type of way about it. Like, if I was playing on the same team as Son and he just looked at me and said, Jacob, that's really disappointing what you did there. You're like, man, fuck, I've just made Sonny upset with me. It's got to mean I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. I think there's a lot of ways of looking at it, but I just feel like at the end of the day,
I don't agree that he I'm sorry. There's players out there that have won games on their own. Drogba, Ronaldo. Who else is there? Lampard.
He's won games on his own too.
There are players out there that lead and get you over that line. You know what I mean? And
Sonny does
that's
that too.
Top players do. Unfortunately, Son hasn't done it.
No, Son has done. I literally gave you examples.
But to win a trophy, CQ. That's the point.
Yeah, but he's not the only one that wins a trophy. This is the
criticism I have with Kane. This is exactly what I had the same criticism with Kane.
No. Listen. Messi is the GOAT. He is the greatest player ever. And Messi won a trophy, won the World Cup with Argentina. Is that Argentina team good?
Yeah,
yes, that Argentina team is good.
That's the difference between a special player.
He didn't do it alone. But was Messi able to win the UCL with PSG? No, he wasn't. Why? Because Messi is not alone. He's not alone. It's not just one player. It is not just one player. It's an entire team. You can have a player that stands out, that delivers and puts a game on his back every once in a while, but that does not mean that you can win a trophy off of only one player. Harry Kane is a world-class striker. He was at our club for so long, and we weren't able to win a trophy with him.
Yeah, but how many years has someone been at Tottenham for?
He's been at the club for 8 years.
Yeah, and he's won no trophies.
Yeah, well, Harry Kane hasn't won any trophies either, but nobody's calling him.
So that's exactly why I'm criticizing the same thing.
Harry Kane is a world-class striker, and he's not able to win a trophy at our club.
Well, exactly. So that's exactly why I've got my issue with Son at the moment. He can prove me wrong, but at the moment I'm seeing certain things and I'm sitting there thinking, not too sure. And I stick by what I say. I look at Son and I look at Vicario, and I'm seeing more from Vicario leadership-wise than Son. Sorry,
really?
I'm calling it out right now. Listen, this is something.
Vicario, who I love, has been at the club for a few months. He's literally been at the club for a couple of months, and you're like, oh, he should be captain over Son. I see more from him than Son. He's been at the club for a couple of months, man. Have some respect. Have some respect on a guy that has been delivering for our club, stood up in games, important games, like that Man City game leading up to the UCL, stood up when Kane wasn't available for 8 years. 8 years.
Damn, this is what CQ just reminded me. This is what I think CQ just came up into this live stream and did.
Stop playing with my fucking name. I'll drill y'all. Stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more.
I'm sorry to bring it there.
I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming, and I love it.
No, hold on. I haven't been like on streams or whatever because holidays, whatever. I'm American, doing the Thanksgiving thing. But I've been seeing, it's not like I don't have my ear to the ground, right? And so I've been hearing all this shit about Sun. I've been hearing stuff about Ange. That's just like our fans are so reactionary, and it's predictable. It's predictable.
I'm not
shit.
reacting.
It happens every single time. It happens every single time.
I'm not reacting. I'm literally just seeing from what I've seen. I'm seeing what I'm seeing at the moment. I'm not saying that Vicario should be captain. I'm just putting an example out there at the moment. I'm seeing more leadership qualities than Son at the moment, Vicario. And that's it. And it's not me having a go. It's just the fact that I'm seeing from what I'm seeing. I'm just calling it straight, and that's it for me. And to me, at the moment, that is the difference between us winning a trophy and not winning a trophy, and that's it. And being nice is finish last. Yeah, and that's been the thing that's not won us trophies in the past and not got us over that line in the past. And that's it for me. So
well, that goes back to what you and I argued about.
And the thing is, though, the fact that you're saying Kane left Tottenham because he needs to win trophies. Look what's going on at Bayern Munich at the moment with him. At the moment, he's starting to realise that there are standards at Bayern Munich. There was no standards at Tottenham Hotspur. You get what I'm
because
saying?
he has a better team around him. He had a better team around him.
But you C-Cubed, Leicester City won trophies. We won the trophy, won the FA Cup. Yeah, so it's no excuses anymore. You know what I mean? We're in a bang average league right now. Tottenham Hotspur were top of the table for 10 weeks. Yeah, for 10 weeks. Yeah, when we had the most embarrassing season last season. Yeah, so I'm sorry, that doesn't wash for me at all. Yeah, I need to soften my voice right now because I'm not having a go at you. This is Mr. Box Office speaking. You know what I mean? But I'm not really acting at you. I'm
I don't
to
disagree
the people
with you.
Deluded, telling me that I was the most deluded guy.
Hold on. Box Office, you're neither going here nor there. Okay, I'm not. That's not my argument. I agree with you. Okay, in the sense that we need to deliver more. We need to win a trophy. You know, we have to step up. That's not. I didn't say that wasn't the case, but going off on basically Son, who, yeah, there were times that he should have stepped up and he could step up more and all those things. But saying like, oh, it's him and it's his fault, and he shows you that he can't win a trophy because it's on him. He's one player. He is one player in a team that up until this season has had a lot of moments that have been shit. A team that was shit last season. And you have even admitted that team was shit last season. We couldn't win because there was shit around him. Okay? We had Dyer in the back. We had Davies. We had Emerson. That's what we were working with. And so, and then you're honing in on Son. You're honing in on Harry Kane. This goes back, people in the chat probably don't know, months ago, many months ago, me and Alex popped off about how he thinks that Harry Kane and Son are to blame and they're the reason we don't win trophies. You said that. You said they are not world class because they have not won any trophies and it's their fault that we didn't win any trophies. This is the same thing.
I did say it. Yeah, I mean,
you did say it. You did say it. So that this basically is you having that same sort of mentality of blaming Sonny and blaming Kane for us not winning trophies and not really realizing that they've been having a shit team around them and that them not winning a trophy does not take away from the fact that they are world-class players who just have a shit team around them.
I respectfully don't agree because I've mentioned teams already that have not got teams, good players around them, like Wigan that won a trophy. Leicester City won 2 great trophies in the Premier League and the FA Cup. You know, there's been other teams as well. Newcastle at the moment have got hardly a team at the moment, and they're doing well at the moment as well. I think it's excuses now. I'm sorry. Top players make you get over that line, and unfortunately, Son hasn't proven it at Tottenham. Unfortunately, that's a fact. The same thing with Kane. The same thing with Harry Kane as well. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's the way I feel, and that's it. And I hear it, C-Cubed. And I respect your opinion because I knew you were going to come on and defend Son with your life on this one. But unfortunately, I'm just seeing things that I don't. I can see things, and until I again, comes back to what I said in June. I need convincing still.
Well, what about
You know what
about the fact that Son has won trophies?
Well, yeah, but he hasn't won any trophies at
gold.
Tottenham, though.
Son won gold at Asian Games. He won
He hasn't won any trophies at Tottenham, though.
Okay, so you're saying that it's him and he's bad because he hasn't won trophies at Tottenham, but when he goes to another team, he's able to win trophies. What does that say? Isn't that about Tottenham then? Is that about Son or is that about Tottenham? What about Romero? Romero's won World Cup. Hugo's won World Cup.
Romero Goat. Sorry, just trying out a new name. Just trying to see if it sticks. Did anyone like it? This is what it felt like when y'all didn't react to that.
Ow! Big man, you've done it.
I gave you a laugh, man.
That was that one point. That was that one point that registered. Yeah, that was that one point. You gave me the old nostril chuckle. Look, I do have a few things that I do want to talk about that I got bookmarked. So, did y'all want to? If y'all got anything else y'all want to say about the Sun thing? Paul, you were going to chime in at one point. You got something you want to say?
It's probably some old bollocks. But I was like, Jurgen Klinsmann's a great player. Didn't win anything with Tottenham. David Ginola, I mean, I don't know. He might have won something. But we've had great players and not won anything with them. But it doesn't mean they're not great players.
I think it's not that. I think it's not that. I think it's just he's been there 8 years, and he had the opportunity to leave and go somewhere else to better himself. You know what I mean?
Because he loves Spurs.
Those players like Klinsmann went off to win trophies somewhere else. Sheringham did it as well. I don't know if David Ginola did it, but still, I think it just proves my point that I think for me, I think unfortunately he's going to be judged on those certain moments, and he's going to be judged really heavy. The microscope is on him this season because he's captain, and for me, I know it sounds a bit harsh, but unfortunately, I just call it how it is, and I just think we're starting to see he needs to be better, and that's it. And before anybody says anything, I know some people are having a go at C Cubed. Please don't have a go at C Cubed. C Cubed is a lovely lady, and I knew she's going to come on to defend Son, and it's just a nice debate. I respect her opinion. I don't agree with her, but I respect her opinion, and I respect the fact that she came on and had the debate with me as well. This is what football's all about. This is what Paul was doing with Sava, who. For me, Sam is no infinite sky, by the way, because I don't even watch him. The only reason why I don't watch him, out of respect, because he's a great channel and he triggers Mr. Box Office. Because if I watch him, I want to debate him. You know what I mean? Because you know how Mr. Box Office runs every single time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that means he's very good. You know what I mean? So that's what Sava's there for, and he needs to be in the Tottenham fan base because it's very boring without him. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? So
appreciate
and that's it.
And he's always been a supporter of the channel. So let me real quick, Alex. Let me just say in the respects of C Cubed, she's fucked with the channel longer than 90% of the subscribers. I could maybe Cubed 95%. What was it like? With 200 subscribers, you were here supporting and.
Oh, less than that. I found your channel on its own, way back when, if you remember.
Yeah, probably when I had some goofy ass video upload.
And not through any other channels. Which would not be named, and then I was one of 2 of the first members of the channel.
That is true. You were the first when I did the Patreon. You were one of the first, and then also YouTube chat as well. So, big up C Cube. C Cube's a long time. She's a legend of the channel, big time supporter. So,
and I respect Paul as well because Paul. Right, and I always big him up. I always big him up with Kuva and Asthmatic. Because
Scott's also a long supporter.
Because he respects my opinion on Postecoglou, and he's followed this guy for a long time. Yeah, so I take that with respect. You know what I mean? If there's anybody that should have a go at Mr. Box Office, it's this guy. But you have respect for Mr. Box Office. Unlike some people. Yeah,
what you said was just to paraphrase what you were saying earlier in the year. And tell me if I get this wrong. I'm not trying to trap you or anything. No. It's like when Postecoglou started, and people were getting hyped up, you were just saying, I'm not going to listen and look at all that. I'm just going to see what happens in front of my own eyes. And I think that's
he said, wait till we take some losses until I may. And I think
because it was easy. It was easy for me to back Ange because I've seen it for 25 years.
And I defended him after Fulham. Didn't I, Paul?
Yeah.
I did. You know what I mean? So, and I've defended him in certain games as well. I clapped after Chelsea. You know what I mean? I was there.
I saw you on do the chat with Sean Butler after the game, and I was quite happy with what you were saying, man, because I felt the same way. You know,
big shout out Sean Butler.
You know, everyone laughed at us, well, not everyone, but a lot of people laughed at Tottenham. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, and there's you saying, you know what, that was all right.
It was all right. I've been at the stage and it's been absolute dross. Absolute dross. You know what I mean? So
hey, I like this comment here. Just gonna throw this monkey wrench into the tornado. Kane had a chance. Big up Baloo Domboy says Kane had a chance to win a trophy with one of the best teams with Poch. What did he do? He stole Lucas's place. What do you say about that, Mr. Box Office? I like the last part. That's mostly why I asked you, because of the way he said it, or she said it. It says, what do you say about that?
I put it to you, Mr. Box Office.
Kane should never played that. Should never have played in that game. You know, Moura should have played. But I think, the reason why Tottenham fans keep on reminding themselves of that moment is because we did nothing since. Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
Carabao Cup final, never forget.
Exactly. So it's just unfortunately with Tottenham Hotspur need to get back to trying to make their own history and stop worrying about other teams and stop worrying about Arsenal, who are way ahead of us right now. Let's be honest here. So, and like I said, it's just
if they're way ahead of us, but they can't take care of us in their own home, how far ahead are they really?
Well, I mean, I do agree with you. We should have beaten them at their ground.
And we should have won that. Exactly. That's my point. They just look like a side who just, like United, just get a victory, just get a result. And I just think they're a bunch of phonies, honestly. The only person I actually think can actually push City for the title is Liverpool. It's the one that I think has a legitimate manager, has a legitimate squad. If they could get a legitimate DM in January, they could definitely push City, I think.
And look what happened with Liverpool when Klopp was in charge. He had adversity. They backed him. They said no, we're going to keep with Klopp. Look what's happened with Liverpool. You know what I mean? You know, Brighton. You know, unfortunately, I think Tottenham Hotspur need to go through this right now, right? And we need to see the fans say Ange out, and then the board need to say no. Yeah, they need to say no. And then we'll see people say, "Well, shut up." They'll completely shut up. Yeah. If we all say, if we tell the fans to say, "Don't have a go at Ange," right? I think I don't think it works. You know what I mean? You've got to let the fans say what they want to say, and it's the board that need to believe in what they believed in June with this guy. Because I actually see what Postecoglou's doing. I actually give him some respect to him because he's stuck by what he said. And what he needs to do, he needs time to, adapt his system to situations. And the only way he's going to do it is have time during the season to do that. You know what I mean?
Time and backing. Time and backing. He needs signings. He needs signings in January.
So, but I think at this point too, I want to just caveat what you're saying there, Cubed. I agree, and he came out and already said, we are not going to sign a player that I didn't greenlight that. So if it is a Lloyd Kelly, I think that is one of the things. Yeah, he says that he gets the final say. So like they can do all the Brian Hill searching, all the Ndombele searching, Carlos Vinicius searching, Jedson Fernandez. They can pull up all those names, but at the end of the day, if Postecoglou doesn't write off, so I think that at least I like the transparency, because with Conte it was a huge division in the fan base. Was Conte backed? Will he be backed? This backing a manager almost became like a bad thing to talk about was back to manager. Oh, that phrase that I remember it triggered Sean once. He was like, I hate this back to manager phrase. And I kind of agree to an extent. Like, but Postecoglou came out and said, look, whoever we sign, I'm going to be writing off on that. So that is why I actually do have this little bit of news that I believe is somewhat pertinent. Says Tottenham. Oh, you can't really read that. It's kind of small. Hang on. Tottenham have retained interest in signing Lloyd Kelly after Bournemouth rejected an offer for the 25-year-old center back in the summer. However, Brighton have shown that they are willing to let players leave as a free agent if necessary, and his deal expires in the summer. So either we could potentially just wait for a center back, but if we're retaining interest in Lloyd Kelly, that would mean Postecoglou wants Lloyd Kelly, right?
I would buy him, to be honest with you.
Buy him in January. You could probably get him for the cheapies.
Well, if the data is saying what they're saying, because the thing is, I don't listen to everybody saying that Daniel Levy is going to get involved. Daniel Levy doesn't need to get involved, to be honest with you, because we've got Scott Munn there now. So if Scott Munn's been told to do what he's going to do, he shouldn't be getting involved. Yeah, we got Johan Lang and his assistant as well. Yeah, so I'm sorry, we don't need him. We don't need him anymore. They're doing what he wants, getting players on the cheap, you know. So I don't think he should be an issue. If he is an issue, we've got a problem here. Yeah, and that's it for me. So for me, I think at the moment, if he's adaptable to Ange's system, get him in. Yeah, because for me, at the moment, beggars can't be choosers as far as I'm concerned. You know. And just leave it to the data-led people to do what they need to do and do what we're supposed to be doing, and scout the players to what their personality is as well, to make sure it fits with top what we've got already, and that's it. And I think that's for me. If he's that sort of guy for us, get him in. I think Kuva's an advocate for him as well, to be honest as well. So that's another thing as well.
Another thing as well, Spurs King says Goat Marrow is so clear of Salib ass cheeks. And I just personally, I love that one because I've never thought of Salib ass cheeks. I always said saliva or dog saliva, but I think Salib ass cheeks is going to take the cake for as far as the name. You know, when I do watch alongs, laugh alongs, anything of the sort, I love silly, immature renditions of players' names. So this is Spurs King, you are the king on this instance, sir. Good job. Woodsy Reacts, big up Woodsy Reacts. We did win the Tiger Cup and Audi Cup. We did do the double, technically. Well,
that Tiger Cup, man, that was just like
that one was kind of fun. Yeah.
Polystyrene sprayed gold, that thing, wasn't it?
Also, someone asked, is there an update on Bentancur? And I have news for you. Some guy named Joseph Brown tweeted about it. Who he is, I don't know. But let's see. He has 523 followers, less than the official account. He says, "Don't y'all wanted some Bentancur?
We bring you the facts. 3K subs, facts, hard hitting, 523 followers.
520.
Some dude on the internet.
But this is what is impressive, and I'll show you in a moment. It says Bentancur has suffered a minor knock. He's got a bruised ankle. So that's the official medical diagnosis from the 500.
From and some guy.
It says, don't worry, it's nothing major. They told him to rest it for a couple days. So he knows what they told Bentancur as well. He knows not only what the doctor knows, but he knows the messages being passed between player, doctors, and club. He should be available for the City game on Sunday. Now,
good news.
Very good news. So shout out Joseph Brown _974. The new ITK I'm going to go ahead and throw out there for the rest of y'all. Again, Matty Cash is a fraud and absolute. But here's fun. So, hang on. Let me skip past this. No. The part that I wanted to show. This tweet has so much engagement because people are starving for Bentancur news. 377 points. Bro,
and he's only got 500 followers.
He's got 500 followers. But this tweet was banging, was absolutely banging. Don't worry about what this one says. Let's just see what he replied to a few tweets, like Paul O'Keefe likes to do. So let's see what he says. It says Bissouma, Bentancur, and Lo Celso bossing the midfield. He says it's unlikely that he's going to start. but he should be fit enough to be on the bench.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Everybody can be an ITK these days.
Further updates. Yeah, further updates. Look, how do y'all see? Look, I want to kind of get the temperature as well. Cubed. Look, you've heard me over the years speak not nicely about Giovanni Lo Celso, and the only reason I didn't do an immature nickname for him was because he scored a goal. What did you make of him being there? Because for me, I just want to caveat that I felt like there was more answers than questions raised based on Aston Villa. But for like Hill and Lo Celso and Kulu not playing a winger, for me, I kind of like those things a little bit. Maybe not as starting roles, but as a potential option. Ding ding. Well, I think order's up at C-Cube. So.
Yeah. I have a cuckoo clock over here at my parents' house. It's saying, Jacob, cuckoo, cuckoo. You're saying some cuckoo.
Jacob's fucking cuckoo. There we go. Perfect timing.
Starting Lo Celso and Hill, cuckoo. No, honestly, I don't. This sounds so non-analytical, but I don't care because none of it's good enough, right? So for me, I'm always like, if it's not good enough, then it's all about the same to me. So Lo Celso, I don't know what he's doing at our club anymore, but he has no business being at our club anymore. But if he's gonna be here and he's, Ange feels like that's the option to start because he has no other options, which is the case, it's fine. He scored a goal. We know that he is able to score a goal. He's scored goals. He's assisted goals. A couple for us. He's done it for Argentina. He plays well for Argentina, actually. So, I mean, as an option, it's fine. Out of Hill and Lo Celso, I think Lo Celso is better than Hill. And I like the fact that he had some
creative forward passes, and defensively he got stuck in a few times. There was moments where I was like, okay, Gio, am I going to have to talk nicely to you now? Because there was several moments in the first and second half where I was like, okay, Gio. And to me, when it's a player whom I've been not liking on, same thing with Hill. I thought he had a couple nice dribbles. He had a couple really great crosses into the box. There was one that Hill sizzled. It could have gave Son a little trim on the top of his head, how close it was. I mean, a matter of inches. I think if that's obviously Harry Kane or someone just a little bit taller, they do get the head on that. So Hill did, and I don't like Brian Hill. You know me, Cubed. Ever since the deal happened, I've been upset at him because we should have gotten a Dama Traore instead of Brian Hill. But alas, here we are. That's neither here nor there. I like pace and I like power. And
you just won't let it lie. You won't let it lie.
He's a beast.
But he falls down. He falls down.
Everyone falls down
so easily because he's just not built for the Prem.
He's built for it all. He's built for whatever you want.
I'm talking about
okay, yeah, Hill. No, let's go back and talk about Tottenham. You're right. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Domas. Excuse me.
I know you were totally distracted. You're thinking about
game winner last season. Game winner last season. Cube. Do you remember game winner?
No, I'm saying Hill. I don't think he suits the Prem. He shows us some things. Sometimes when he plays, it's like he's a pretty good dribbler, but he doesn't have any end product. His issue is his end product. And I think that his time has passed. I think Lo Celso has shown more for us. Granted, he's been with us longer and, played a little bit more than Hill. So, and he shows more for Argentina. So there's more of a player to me. I feel like there's more of a player in Lo Celso, but he doesn't want to be here. Like he's shown so long that he doesn't want to be here. So I'm all about, if you don't want to be here, then why are you here? So I think you should just move on. And if he's playing now because he happens to be here, that's fine. It's neither here nor there. I don't even feel the need that I have to comment on it too much. I did like to see Decky in a different role a little bit. That was kind of interesting. Just to because I think we've all been talking about it a little bit of what would it be like to put, Decky in the midfield, and, switch it up a little bit. So I think that was interesting. And I think that showed Ange was willing to experiment, which, I respect that he was doing that. But can I say one thing about Villa? I want to just put it out there.
Absolutely.
Villa, that dirty club with dirty Matty Cash. Okay.
Sorry, Matty Bitcoin.
I don't.
Matty
Dogecoin.
Let's call him Matty Crypto.
If people have been watching me on other streams in the past, I don't typically go in on like a club as being dirty, even if there's like a bunch of fouls or whatever. But Villa, it happens every time, no matter what the manager is. Unai Emery, was there, and then previous manager. It's like it doesn't matter what the manager is; they always are still dirty. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna bring receipts. Okay, now they injured Bentancur. Okay, last time they went hard tackle on Doherty and took him out for like 8 or 9 months, and he was never the same afterwards. He never came back the same player, and he just his it was also Matty Cash, and it was his knee. It was just a hard tackle, right, scissoring his knee, and then before that, under Jose, they broke Sonny's arm 2 minutes into the game, and he had to play with a broken arm.
And he still got what? Didn't he get a brace?
Yeah, and then he was.
I think he got a brace with a broken arm. I know he scored a penalty, and then I think he got an open play, broke his arm, scored a penalty, and finished the game. I think is what it was.
Yeah, well, he scored the game winner at the end. But the thing with it is actually his season was done. If you remember, that was when Harry Kane was already out injured, and then they did that to Sonny, and his season was done. And Villa keeps getting away with it. So I just want to say, put it out there, Villa is a dirty ass club. Okay, they are always doing massive fouls on us that come out as injuries. Not even small, I'm out for a month injury. It's several months injury.
When I first realized that Villa was a dirty club, it was back in the days where games just weren't on TV. You just get highlights, and when someone gets injured, you might kick the ball out, and then the other team will just get the ball and throw it to the other team's keeper, and then we start play again. It's like a gentleman's kind of thing. Well, when Villa came to White Hart Lane, it happened twice where we would kick the ball out because a Villa player was down on the ground. And what did Villa do? Go straight on the attack. Then the next week, their game was televised, and the same thing happened. But because the cameras were there, they did the sporting thing. But behind closed doors, they are filthy. I agree. And they got 4 yellow cards. And I tell you what, Matt Cash better not show up to work next March when Romero comes and breaks his spine.
I do not support the spinal breaking, but I would say give him a love tap. Just give him a little love tap, Don't break his spine. I'm sure he has a family. I don't want his family to witness a monstrosity. I think a spinal break is... I love the passion, but I guess I'm just now soft and a family man. I see my kids, I see my wife, and I'm like, if he has anything like that, I don't want them to see that. Maybe just a nice... I don't mind if they see him have to get a couple stitches on his shin or something. That's fine with me. Big up Talking Ball, Colin. How you doing? There was something I did want to bring up, but I kind of forgot what it was. But big up everybody in the house.
Hold on. Can I just say, Foxy, you're saying, oh, you hate Villa, but they're not a dirty club. Whatever. You can call it anything you want, but I brought receipts. I'm just saying. I specifically said, what clubs that have played with Spurs, the last 3 or 4 seasons in a row that had an injury that was a season-ending injury, or an injury that was 9 months, and players didn't come back the same. Villa. That's it. Villa. 3 years in the running, 3-4 years. Come on.
Well, hey, come on. I
didn't actually literally mean break his spine, by the way. Just
well, it's I just wanted to put a disclaimer out there because we are in the same room simultaneously, and I didn't want people to think that was me who said it because
come over and break your fucking spine.
I did want to look at this visual representation. I thought it might be kind of nice to look at some point while I figure out what the next topic was that I was trying to talk about. Rowan says, Spurs fans, these are our next 5 fixtures. Man City away, West Ham at home, Newcastle at home, Nottingham Forest away, and Everton at home. I want to know how many points.
Anfield Dave. Anfield
15.
Dave. Romero the Thug. How many people? How many
Where is
players
that?
is he injured that have like put an end to their season? How many? Come back at me with that.
Am I super behind in the chat? Where is that? Someone talking about Romero?
Yeah, people calling Romero a thug.
Excuse me.
I agree, C-Cubed. He like, you know, even when he you know, is lively, he's not lively as in breaking someone's leg or, you know, rash like that.
Name one player he's injured. Name one player Romero is injured.
Different level.
Anybody.
I think the problem with Romero is I think everyone was going over the top of the first 10 games. I thought he was playing well, but then everyone was saying that, oh, he's better than this player, better than this player. Was it Saliba? And I was just like, sorry, you had the worst season last season, and you dissed Conte as well, saying that you didn't like it, even though the guy that you dissed last season was the same guy that you got Champions League and you were celebrating with him. So, you know what I mean? I think there needs to be a little bit of humbleness there, a little bit, 1. And 2, you need to be consistent. You know what I mean? And like I said, I think he, unfortunately, gone back to type against Chelsea. Yeah? Okay, regardless whether people agree with it or not, he put himself in that position. You know what I mean? And again, it goes back to consistency. You know what I mean? And this is why I have a go at Son, and this is why I have a go, because when we're talking about world class, I don't just look at world class when you've just done it for 5 minutes. I look at world class when you're doing it every single season. Yeah? And there's no excuses that you haven't got good players around you. You make players look good. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, at the moment, Van der Ven's making Romero look good. Yeah? That's the problem at the moment. And that's the question mark I have over Romero.
I don't think that Van de Ven. I think that gives him a certain confidence in him being able to go and do his work without having an absolute fucking bozo next to him. I think that's helpful. And then building a relationship with Pedro Porro on his right as well is also very helpful. Now, Pedro Porro, we know defensively isn't necessarily always there on his right. It's almost like an island out there for Romero. But I would also say that whenever he's winning 85 to 100% of his aerial duels and 90% of his ground duels, and he's making contributions defensively and as well as a passer and a progressor of the ball. To me, Romero, I fucking love him. I love what he brings to our team. I love watching him clatter into fuckers. But you know what he doesn't do is play fucking dirty. I'm looking for those comments where y'all saying that he's dirty, because this is kind of funny. Cornflakes cups. That's kind of funny. I don't know what.
I think, you know, you got to look at the individual and how the team operates. And for those first 10 games, I thought we had the best centre-half pairing in the Premier League.
Anfield Dave is absolutely
it's right out there. You know, you could argue maybe some are slightly better or whatever, but from what I was seeing, they complement each other. They work really well together, and you know, we're missing them. That's the truth.
They're peanut butter and jelly, yin and yang. How can you say jelly's better than peanut butter when they both complement each other so well? And you still need bread to smush them all together. I guess unless you make some kind of like mixy sauce of jelly and peanut butter. But
just a spoon in the jar.
The problem I have with it is that I think it's not. I don't really go on about the aggressiveness. I think you can't take out the aggressive side of him because you lose the player. I agree with that sentiment. Yeah, but I just think at the moment, I think when you say what you're saying about the stats, I don't go on stats, mate. I just can't do. I'm not a FIFA enthusiast that watches stats every single minute.
If a stat is saying he did this 7 out of 8 times, and in the match he did say 7 out of 8 times, eyes and stats all correlate together on that.
I think it's context, though.
I don't like the expected stats. I don't like expected or predicted stuff. I think that's all.
Don't get me started on that. Do not get me started on the
I like post match when I say, hey, I thought this player did very well aerially and on the ground defensively. Let me see what the stats say, and then they back up my feelings or they contradict. I think that they are still useful in those. Statistics are a useful mechanism in that sense, and as well as if you're trying to like.
The problem
make
is
a
what I
point.
have with stats is, did you need the stats to say that Nesta was a good player back in the day? Did you need to say that about Ledley King back in the day? Could
I
you
don't need
say that
stats to
about
tell me
John
Romero's
Terry?
a great player either,
You know what
but
I
I
mean?
just
You
like it
did-
because
you
it
didn't
helps the
need these
argument.
stats to say that. You didn't need to say that. I mean, I know. I'm looking back at my time, but Paul could agree with me in that. Blanchflower, you didn't need stats to prove that Blanchflower was a good defender, wasn't it? You know what I mean? You didn't need it because you could see it yourself. You know, and I just think it's just these stats are just so manipulative at the end of the day. You know, twisted.
You know what the best, the best one I like was, I think, was it the Crystal Palace game where like Romero broke the new record for completed passes in a game. And I'm not bagging Romero because I like him, and with my eyes, I see him playing. I see him as a good player, but most completed passes, and I think most of those were to Vicario, but they still count. You know, it was just backwards and forwards.
What's 20 more plus 20 plus
60. It was
point.
60.
Oh yeah, we did look it up, didn't we,
Yeah,
Paul? And it
it's
turned out to be
bloody
like
60,
60
man.
something.
It's like they're talking to you like you're new to the game. It's just like, no, I'm not. I know what football's all about, and you don't need to give me a stat to tell me about completed stat.
Yeah, statistics with
passes.
context
Oh
is
my
absolutely
gosh.
vital because, I mean, you could also say, look, Richarlison has more goal contributions than Martinelli, and if you use that, people hate it, right? There still needs to be some context applied, I think, in the grand scheme of things. But look, real quick, I do want to ask y'all these next 5 matches.
Oh yeah.
Paul's already said 15.
Yeah, 15.
Oh yeah.
Which I love the prediction. Fuck with it. I hope that it comes true. Alex,
This is
what
an
do you,
easy
what about you?
one. This is an easy one. 6
Ooh.
points. 6
Whoa.
points. Sorry.
Where are we
Where do you
getting
see the
6
points
points?
coming in?
Well, it's going to be Nottingham Forest or Everton, and I'm saying that very lightly because I think at the moment Nottingham Forest is a very difficult game away from home. A very difficult
Ask
game
Aston
away from
Villa.
home.
Yeah, they were unable to go there and even
So
score a goal.
I mean, I think West Ham are going to be tricky, and they've got Kudus as well, who will be tricky in midfield, right? And they'll be motivated, and they've got the antidote to beat our team, especially that we attack. Manchester City speaks for itself, and Newcastle are playing really well as a team at the moment, and I think they'll have a lot of confidence to try and beat us as well. So I think 6 points. I thought we were going to have trouble with these games with our full team, a team that is has got a lot of injuries at the moment. So
What's with the money? What's with the money emoji? Money out of their mouth emoji.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's a little. I mean, let me see.
Is that a little wink? A little shade? Was that a little shade that this person was tweeting out? A little shade to City?
This person says draw versus City, win at West Ham, lose to Newcastle, draw at Forest, win at Everton.
I think we get 7 points max. We might be able to get a draw against like West Ham or something.
All right, I'm winning so far. I'm still on 15 points. So you
No one's predicted more points than Paul.
yeah.
there's no way we're getting a draw out of Man City because they've got Haaland. I know I called him above average John Carew, but the fact is,
That's funny. You know who locked him down last year?
Romero.
Yeah, well, you know, the
Romero.
thing is though,
It's a little
unfortunately,
tickle.
he will do something against us. Unfortunately, I think unfortunately when we haven't got our full strength centre backs, which is an excuse now for me because you need a squad regardless. You know what I mean? Even if the players are not that great, as long as they're competent, they should you should have a squad and that's it. I think it's gonna outdo us and that, and unfortunately, and that's it for me. So yeah, I think we're going to struggle against Man City. I think we'll score goals. I think we'll have a go at them. But I think unfortunately we have been conceding a lot of chances, even during those 10 games when there were certain games which I wasn't impressed with. We got lucky, and now we're playing teams that are very clinical, and they've got a striker that is very, very clinical in Haaland, and I think he will punish us. He's ruthless when he's ruthless, isn't he? Let's be honest here. Same with West Ham when they get going, and Newcastle as well. So, and I'm going to that game. I'm going to West Ham as well. So we'll see what happens there, isn't it? So, you know.
So how many points, Alex? I loved
I
it.
said six.
Six.
I said six, isn't it? I said six, didn't I?
All right.
Yeah.
Cute. You said 8? Oh, no, 7 tops.
Oh, hello.
That man's taking a
You're
mask
muted.
off.
Hello. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
That was a mistake.
I think we saw behind the curtain there a little bit. Didn't
Stop, Paul. You can't do that, Paul.
Yeah, you did. You did see behind the curtain as I was walking upstairs. So, anyways, so I was walking up the stairs, making quite a mess. But anyways, I said like 6 points maybe from the last 2 games, and maybe a draw against West Ham, because we'll have Romero back from suspension, right? I think we have Basuma back from suspension, maybe. So I think that will help us out to maybe get a point from West Ham, but I think we can get maybe 6 or 7.
Okay. Well, my bold prediction, and call me a waffler all you want, I think City, I think we can get a draw this year. Talk to me nicely. I think the whole world's against us. We don't necessarily take... Hey, look at that. The thumbs up. Hey. Wait, what did I do earlier for the balloons? Balloon me. Give me balloons. Fuck, it's not working now. Manchester City, I'm predicting a draw. I think we can get a draw. But, I mean, obviously, you know, people want to say we'll go in there and lose, and that's the easy answer, man. I'm going with the tougher answer. I'm saying, well, not as tough as Paul's answer, because he said 3 points at City. I'm going to say 1 point versus Manchester City. I'm thinking West Ham. I think we can get a dub. That's at home, and it's West Ham. Get that dub. Go ahead and get that dub. So that's 4 points. Newcastle, I think that they are going to be too much for us, even at home. Maybe they abused me too much at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last year for me to predict that we'll do anything to them this year at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think it won't be as bad, but I still think they could get the win there. So I will predict for, you know, my outlook right now. I'm saying I'll give Newcastle the win there. So 4 points out of 3. Nottingham Forest and Everton, I'm saying that's 2 dubs. So 6, 7, 10 points. 10 points out of the next 5. Does that seem doable? Or am I waffling? Is that way too many?
I think we could win we could win all of them. I think we're playing well enough. You know, the improvement between Wolves and Aston Villa, and we start getting a couple of players back, you know, it's possible.
I mean, of course it's possible. Anything's possible.
We went to Arsenal and pretty much should have won that game, you know. So,
but we did look a lot different as far as our starting 11. But I do think that even with our dismembered 11, that we are presenting enough of an issue that I still feel like that's why I feel confident enough that we could go to City and get a draw. I don't think that I just know they're going to score against us a lot, and it's just a matter of if we can keep up scoring with them, I think, because we provide everyone opportunities. Look, in the first minute of the match, again, I said I watched the first 45 minutes. In the first 60 seconds, Aston Villa go down and have a chance to do something with it, but they didn't. And if that's someone more prepared for that situation, potentially we're down 1-0 in the first 60 seconds of that match versus Villa. So things could go south in a hurry. It's just a matter of how we cope and how we keep up. And I think with what we're doing here, that we'll be able to cope. And hopefully we'll be able to keep up. Let's find out. Let's see. Y'all are talking about Romero. I always get so behind in the chat. Y'all are absolutely killing it in the chat. Please do make sure you are hitting a like. We are almost at 2 hours here on the stream. So I will get a couple more things that I do want to talk about. I will get those displayed. And on the for a rival fan but still enjoying the Spurs loss, I would say this much. Why are you so happy at our downfall? Why are you so happy at our misery? Maybe you should just be happy about your club.
Look after your own backyard.
Don't worry about what dog's pooping back here. All right, we got a pooper scooper. We're gonna figure it out. But big up everybody who has hit that like. Thank you so much. Look, I got something here that I want to talk about. Where is it? Oh, well, these are some Kulusevski quotes that actually, since y'all are all here, I'm not going to read these. But I thought this was fun. It's ANGE POSTECOGLOU, I believe. Did you hear that?
Wait, play it again. What was that?
So this was our ruled off goal.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh fucking hell," is what he said. So people, yeah, he hates VAR. So that's a fun clip.
And he fucking cares, doesn't he? That's just like visceral.
Yeah, you don't like. Oh man, I love this guy so much. Apparently, we're interested in Jota. I never watched Celtic outside of that one Scottish Cup final right before we signed ANGE POSTECOGLOU. Paul, you've seen Celtic enough. Jota? Question mark.
Look, he did well for Celtic. I just don't. I'm not like when I watched him play, because I watched a lot of Celtic when Ange was there. I don't know, for some reason, and I can't quite put my finger on it, and I might be wrong. I just think, nah, not sure. You know, because he was playing with Kyogo Furuhashi in the middle.
Yeah.
And we don't have that kind of thing at the moment. So I don't know. He seemed to be a little bit sort of Kulu-esque in some of his patterns of play, except he would get more to the byline, but he would also cut inside a lot. And I'm just thinking, well, if you're going to do an upgrade on Kulu, you probably maybe want to do something a bit different. I don't know. It could be fine. He's probably cheap.
I think we could get him on a loan because apparently him with Al Ittihad, or however you say their name, apparently there's trouble in paradise.
Oh, from the beginning there was. Yeah.
Apparently the fans were upset that they weren't able to sign Mohamed Salah. They wanted Mo Salah, they got Diego Jota, and now they're upset. So, look, I don't know enough about him to say yay or nay on how I feel about him, but fuck it. If Ainge wants him, I'll take him. And it sounds like he can hit the ground running here because he knows he knows what Ainge is going to want. It's not going to be like an acclimation period where he's going to, he needs to figure out what Ainge wants. I mean, the expectations, I think, for me personally, if we did get Jota, would be high because it's like, you're Ainge's guy. No need to acclimate. Don't give a damn what league it is. You know the system. So, yeah.
I want my wingers to go down the line and get past players though, like Neto does and like Matoma does, because I'm fed up with these wingers going inside, going whatever and doing whatever they're doing. I'm sorry, because I'm just getting fed up with it. I want to see proper wingers. You know what I mean? You know, and getting better as well, evolving. You know, because I'm tired of seeing players only having 5 minutes one season and then don't turn up the next season. Yeah, you know, I'm sorry, Rashford's one of them. For Manchester United, I know he's not a winger, but he's a striker. But I'm just tired of seeing one-hit wonders at the moment. You know, you've seen a lot of it in the Premier League now these days. You know, I think it's now because it's a systematic Premier League now, where you've got to play a good a system now. It's not about players now having individual skill and stuff like that. Now, I don't think it is. I think it's about systems. And whether that
I think it is about individual flair with ANGE POSTECOGLOU, because I mean people talk about the ANGE system, and the way I see it is that footballers want to play attacking football. They want to express themselves. They're like artists, and ANGE lets them do that within like a framework. But I just don't understand it when people keep saying the ANGE system. You know, when you see a full-flowing Ange team, the players are swapping positions and running all over the place. You know, it's kind of just an underpinning of certain philosophies. You know, you get the ball back, don't be frightened to take a risk, and if you see someone that's in that position, you back your teammates up. That's about it, really, and score goals.
I'd like to see more of it though, mate, because the only thing I would say is the only player that I can see it at the moment that is getting it at the moment is Maddison. And he's a maverick, but I just stick by what I say. that unfortunately I don't see a lot of these players that express themselves a lot of the time. I don't think they do. I don't think they've got individual skill anymore. I think they're told what to do rather than actually having the football brain up here. Madison's got it. Madison 100% has got it. But certain I don't think there's limited amount of players that do it anymore. Limited amount of players. I thought Grealish was one of those. Now he's gone to Man City. He's turned into a guy that is just a minimal part player
It's
now.
funny how Doku's playing how they were hoping, I think, Jack Grealish would.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I agree with what you're saying there generally about like Premier League football. Like sometimes if I, as a neutral watch a game, it looks like, okay, this team is set up like this. This team is set up like that. And it's like two AI algorithms, it's like watching two computers play each other, which is why I think when we really get going with Ange doesn't quite do that. And I think that's an advantage. It's like we're going to be playing actual proper football again instead of this, heavily drilled, battleships, B3 to, I can't stand a lot of modern football, which is why I'm really excited about what I'm seeing at the moment. Because, I'm seeing Flair like Bentancur flicking it around and stuff like that. They're obviously being told, just go and bloody well do what you want. Have confidence.
I like to see what he does with someone like Bentancur, and that's it for me. I think for me, there needs to be more players that are willing to do things. That's why I have a go at Kulu, because I think Kulu, everyone goes over the top about Kulu, and I said, well, he needs to do more. Gil needs to do more. Needs to do more. Lo Celso, okay, he had a good, not wonderful game, just good. You know what I mean? That's it for me. And he can do more, because for me, since Madison's turned up, I sat there and thought, well, okay, mate, this is your chance now to prove yourself now. You know what I mean? This is competition now. Now step up and make yourself known. You didn't make yourself known too much because you only made yourself known in pre-season, and you only did that because you wanted to twerk him for a move. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. There's a lot of players out there.
It used to be like a manager's team talk before a game. Like Alex Ferguson would be, go out there and don't even fucking think about losing. That was it. The players knew what to do. They were empowered, to use a wanky corporate word, to make decisions themselves on the pitch. Whereas now it's all whiteboards and buttons moving everywhere and all that sort of stuff. Like Danny Blanchflower said, he was asked, what are your tactics going to be in this game? And he said, well, if we don't know what we're going to do, how can the other team?
Yeah. It's the same reason why I don't rate Odegaard. But everyone's going over the top about Odegaard, saying, oh, he's so good, he's this, he's that. Well, let's just look at this. When it's the going gets tough, does he turn up? No, he doesn't, because he hasn't got a football brain. He needs Arteta to tell him what to do. You see what I'm saying?
You see it during games, man. Like a lot of games, like when things aren't going right, the players are looking over to the manager. So what the fuck's the manager going to do? He's not going to kick the ball for you.
Did David Ginola need to do that, Paul? No,
no, mate. No way.
Gascoigne need to do that, Paul? No, he didn't. You know what I mean? It's like, Eric Cantona, did he need to do that? No, he didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at Manchester United at the moment. Who's not in the team at the moment that is a bit of a maverick? Oh, yeah, Sancho. You know what I mean? This is the thing. It's like this is what football is. You know what I mean? Like, people tell Mr. Box Off is actually waffles. No, he doesn't waffle. He's just the old school footballer. Football. It doesn't play FIFA looking at stats, because stats says nothing to me. Yeah, because I know what football's all about. Because I watched football in the back in the 90s and saw some good football for some good football players. You know what I mean? Yeah. At the moment, yeah, that would. Better than some of these players right now that are just 5-minute merchants. You know what I mean?
Alex, can I ask you a question? What's your thing against FIFA? You bring it up all the time. You're always like, I don't.
They call it the
FIFA.
AFC now too. By the way.
You say it all the time. Like, I mean, for as long as I've known you and been streaming with you and stuff, you're always like, I'm not these FIFA.
Bro,
players.
did someone beat you in FIFA, Alex? And you're like, fuck FIFA forever. I got beat a few times in FIFA.
I'm being honest.
It's
you
a good point.
Always bring up FIFA. What's your thing with FIFA?
Listen. You know how it goes. Cubed, yeah, T cubed. I like shots are always going to be fired from Mr. Box Office. Yeah, when people have a go at Mr. Box Office every single time, you know what I mean? It's the game, and that's how it is every single time. You know what I mean? So I as I said, I like to watch football and make my judgment from there. And I'm always going to be like that. And I don't care whether people think I'm wrong or not, because at the end of the day, I ain't got no reputation. My reputation was gone since I went on stream, and that's it. You know what I mean? And that's all I've got to say. And that's it.
Do you have the same? Do you have the same thing against Football Manager?
Yeah, I do.
FIFA?
I mean, even though it's enjoyable,
is it just FIFA players, or do you have
it's
do you have something personal against Football Manager as well?
Yeah, I have it because I think a lot of people do it as well. But at the same time, I just think it's I appreciate quality. And I know when quality is coming at me, and when I'm hearing people thinking you're telling me what I don't really know about the game, when I do know about the game because I've seen it with my eyes, and that's it. I've got to tell them. You know what I mean? And as far as I'm concerned, there are certain players out there that, and I'm going to put it to the standards of what I've seen back in the day. And some of these players can't touch these players, that were back in the day, because some of these players need their managers to tell them what to do. You know what I mean? And they don't have a football brain. And Maddison has got a football brain like any other I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? Because he does things that he's not told to do. He's worked on it and done it in for himself, and that's it. I'm sorry. And there are limited supply. There are limited supply of them, those sort of players now.
I think that's why, for the past, 20 years, the Ballon d'Or's either been won by Messi or Ronaldo, because, where are the other... There's not usually just one good player in the world or two. There used to be you could just rattle off a whole, best 11 like 30 years ago, and every player would be absolutely world class, fantastic. And I don't think that's really around anymore. That individuality seems to have been weeded out as soon as kids join an academy and they're just drilled. It's all about risk averseness now and the percentages and the safety instead of just going out and kicking the ball and having fun.
Yeah. Hey, big up to Vindaloo. I've seen you chatting a whole bunch of the chat. You came into hostile territory and you came in swinging. I absolutely respect it. So Vindaloo, big up yourself. Don't worry about the all caps. If you see United Spurs of America in chats, I'm typically in all caps because I don't give a fuck. It makes people feel weird, and I like that. That's the kind of guy I am. So big up Vindaloo. Always keep it respectful.
Maybe don't call me lady
just call her cute.
Just a little bit.
Just
hang back about the lady. Lady is been drinking too many sodas. Lady's got blah blah blah. Ladies, maybe
Were you burping? Why? How would too many sodas affect you?
I don't know. I guess
were you gassy? Were you belching a lot? I mean, if I have a soda, I get kind of burpy. So, but big up Vindaloo. Make sure you hit the like. Hey, there is something to be said about. Because I go to a bunch of rival channels too, because I want to check the temperature of their fan bases, see what's going on. But big up, just call her cubed instead of gendering. Just call her cubed. But I mean, I guess I do in a sense like cubed. I do whenever I go in the chats, I'll be like, bro thinks X, Y, and Z, when that's kind of like gendering a guy as well. So like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, it's fine if it's like once, but it was like every single. I
did see two comments where he's like, lady had too much soda, or lady, what do you think about Liverpool, or something like that.
It was
lady
like lady. It was like too many times. Just one too many times, guy. So.
Dude looks like a lady. Big up Phil Coy says, congrats on the 3K. I almost forgot. We did hit 3,000 subs today. Woohoo. Can I get the balloons? Can I get the balloon? Yeah! I got the balloons. Oh, that was great timing, because earlier it was making me look like a fucking idiot. But hey, we're here on 2 hours. I wonder what it gives for a middle finger. Maybe I could automate it to where maybe I could change the command.
Change it.
Yeah, if I give a middle finger, it's a bunch of balloons. Hey, fuck you! There's just balloons everywhere. That actually is gonna be cool. I'm gonna look into that.
Now that y'all hit 3K, Jacob? Can you ask Michael to stop abandoning
up
us
Rangers?
for Texas Rangers.
Give up damn baseball.
I know. I was
He'll
like,
never give up
"That's
baseball.
what you've
You know what he
abandoned for
said?
Texas Rangers."
He was
What?
like, "It's just nice to have one of my teams finally win something." So he's enjoying
That's
the
so
World Series.
sad.
Look, I tuned in on my birthday because it was, if they win, they won it all, and it's the first time in Texas Rangers history. I don't really follow baseball, but I was big on there was back-to-back World Series. So basically the Rangers basically went to the Champions League twice, the final twice in a row, but lost it both times on the very last minute of the very last kick of both very last. It was almost like the Texas Rangers were cursed. I remember being like, yeah, I'm done watching this fucking sport. The 2 World Series finals, Game 7, all you have to do is get a strike, and they did not. They were unable to do that. So, but baseball's kind of boring anyway. They did speed it up, I heard. I don't know. I don't watch it, so I wouldn't know. Doku's probably the best at 1v1s. Yo, real quick, another winger who just got back onto the map again, Michael Olise from Crystal Palace. First game back after a bad hamstring injury, I think it was, or something with his knee. Scores an absolute banger. Does what I would love for a right winger at Tottenham Hotspur to do, which is be versatile, have pace, and be able to fucking finish your shot. Now, I've seen Kulusevski shoot and score from the same spot, so he should be able to, but he's not able to. But I do want to just say, yeah, man, Olise, what a good winger. I think he's one of those wingers who can take on his man as well with the dribble. That's what I love about Doku, because he's so refreshing to see as a winger, because he is a guy, like what I loved about St. Maximin as a winger was he has pace and skill on I know I've listed some wingers in my lifetime that people are like, this guy's fucking awful, but they all say that because of their end product. Adama Traore, same thing. You give him the ball, you don't know he's going left, he's going right, and he has so much pace, you have to prepare for both. And Alan St. Maximin has enough ball dribbling skills to say, to make it very hard to know where he's going to go and what he's going to do next. So, I love those kinds of wingers.
Matoma.
Matoma's fun.
He's a great winger. Got that same thing about it. Can take on a player, can dribble his ass off, work his way through a bunch of players.
Yeah.
I would give so much to have Eze. I would love for us to sign Eze.
He got injured as well. Came back too soon from his pull, almost like a Bentancur, but without any contact. So that's kind of sad for him as well. But y'all, I am going to go ahead and wrap up the show, but I do want to say real quick, big shout out to everyone in the chat. It has been popping. It has been going. I'm not sure when Michael's back. I'm not sure when. I'll hit him up and tell him, hey, people are asking. We just hit 3K, you bastard. So maybe he'll come on back. But hey, the seat is always here for him. He knows that. We all know that. He'll be back. Look, his name's still in the intro as well. Like if that tells you anything, which it shouldn't, because I'm lazy. And even if he did say, fuck you, Jacob, I'm never coming back, I would still keep his name in the intro, because how am I going to change the intro to United Spurs of America with your host, Jacob and Jacob? It just sounds better, Casey. Michael and Jacob. And
we miss Casey.
Yeah, trust me, I miss him helping me do a structured show. That's what I miss. Because you know what? I have not been able to structure. It's hard for me to stay focused, man. This fucking ADHD. I guess maybe I should get medicated.
You're going to say it, aren't you?
What?
Squirrel.
Not squirrel. It's not squirrel. It's squirrel. That's a squirrel in a tree. My mind is like a squirrel. My attention span is like a squirrel in a tree. And the trees being subjects and tangents and branches, and you just never know where I'm going. But can't wait for him to come back. Awesome, Ellie. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ellie. I believe we did say happy birthday on the day, but also happy belated. And I hope it's your birthday fucking week. So enjoy yourself, Ellie.
Happy birthday, Queen Ellie.
Happy birthday to the Queen every single time. Spurs Life says, lady, hear me tonight, because the feeling is just so right when we dance. You know that song? in the moonlight. Oh, that's a great song, Spurs for Life. Great. I'm going to actually listen to that now. Why? Because I got to go pick up dinner in a minute, and I'm going to listen to that track on the way there. That's a good fucking song. Paul, have you heard that song?
Is it after the year 2000?
I believe it is, yeah.
No, no chance.
Oh, okay. Hey, and big up to the 2 people who just unsubscribed to take us down to 2,999 subscribers. That's absolutely hilarious.
Brutal. Cancel the party.
Oh,
fuck
that's
the
it.
balloons,
I'm
that's
deleting
it.
I'm deleting the episode, y'all. How am I gonna say the beginning of the show? I'm thanking everyone for the 3K, and 2 hours later is all it took.
You made a
to
rookie
lose
error,
us.
man. You made a rookie error. So you went when it just got 3,001. Okay, party time.
I was like, it has to be more than 3,000 before I acknowledge it, and it hit 3,001. So I was like, nice.
I'm safe. I've got margin of error.
Did it just happen, Jacob?
Yeah,
Did
I
it
just
happen?
refreshed. I just refreshed to say thank you to everybody who subscribed. And as I refreshed, I was like, huh, that number looks a lot different now. But hey, that's fun. That's the game you play. It's always like you see live streamers, they'll do like, here's our target subscriptions. And like as they get up to it, then like 50 people will unsub just to
start
see,
dicking with
just
them.
for the mayhem. And I respect it. So whoever those 2 bastards are, good one. Good one. That was a good one. That's absolutely a good one. You bastards. Well, that's funny. So it's like
It means you could do another 3K stream tomorrow.
I get to do 2 3K sub
Yeah,
streams.
yeah.
Hey, there we go. This is a very good point there, Steve D. This is a very good point. Ellie, they really did tomorrow more planned, and it's a surprise as it's my actual birthday today because it is in the midnight time. So today is technically. Shall we sing happy birthday to Ellie as we sign off the show?
Yeah,
I love Ellie, but I don't sing. So
Cubed, in the contract that you signed in order to join the show, you said your voice and or singing voice. There you
Hey,
go.
I already
Gurgle.
showed my face. I already showed my face, and I don't do that. So
Was that on purpose, by the way?
No, I was just walking up the stairs, and I was bumping into things. So
Oh, well, I see. Paul here is always pulling the table skirt up and showing the where all the gum stuck to the table.
you know I don't
best.
show my face. I just
Yeah, I
this
know.
is
I've
not
actually
the
never
only
seen your.
time.
That was the first time I've ever seen your face.
There's one other time I accidentally showed my face as well, but not really accident. That was a little bit more purposeful. But no, I was just like bumping into things and stuff, and then it was like, yeah. So
Well, sorry about that. If you want me to edit it, I can. Don't worry.
I love that. Someone said something about Sean Butler there about when he walks Bugsy and he
says
talks about
squirrel.
The thing I like about Sean's walks is sometimes he blatantly walks past a sign saying "Keep your dog on a leash," and there's Bugsy just pissing off all over. And I'm thinking, yeah, you rule breaker, stick it to the man, Sean.
Don't listen. Big up Steve D hitting us with a super chat late, says bastards, those absolute jerks. But you know what? It's all fun and games because you know what? If them 2 want to stay unsubscribed, they can, but they can also resubscribe and or
Would you have them back though?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Oh,
they unsubscribed because they saw my face.
No, I think they
You're so
unsubscribed
thirsty.
because no, what it was I mentioned again
She's not
that
bad.
I was like, thank you again, y'all, for the 3K, and they were like, hey, maybe if I unsubscribe, we can take that away. And hey, the power is in the viewer's hands. So technically, the power is yours. You can subscribe, you can unsubscribe. It is your life. Do as you please. You are always welcome here. But big up Steve D hitting us with a super chat. Hey, sprinkle a little love whenever people want to go and close the door on me. I appreciate that, Steve D. And Phil Coy says, if I could subscribe twice, I would, Jacob, because you're the Don. Hey, you know what you could do? Is you could share this video with your mother, your brother, your cousin, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, your significant other, your niece or your nephew, your neighbor, the fireman or the policeman.
You're making it sound like Amway now. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's multi-level marketing.
It's MLM. It's
MLM,
different.
yeah.
It's not a
different.
pyramid, but it is me at the top of this and y'all down here at the bottom of this. But it's not a pyramid. Trust me. But hey, you know what's not a pyramid? My love for the chat. Y'all have been absolutely hilarious today. I appreciate you. Big up, Cursor. Good to see you in the house. Hey, a lot of rival supporters here showing love, and I appreciate y'all. I also want to say big up Box Office. You're always welcome, my friend. So thank you for coming on today and sharing your thoughts. Do you have any
Big up
final thoughts
to
and where the people?
3,000 subscribers, Jacob.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks,
so
man.
big up, yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So yeah, just what's
Alex's channel is in the description of this video, so if you're not subscribed, I highly recommend it. Again, whether you agree or disagree with Alex, support all your content creators, Spurs, no matter who they are, because look, they give you time, effort, opinions, energy, and for me anyway, I give love as well. So go subscribe. It's in the description. You got anything coming out for the people? I know you dropped a video this morning for me. I saw something on your channel. I was watching your reaction to the Villa game. But is there anything coming up that you wanted to tell the people about?
Well, I'm trying to do less reactive content at the moment because I'm getting bored talking about Tottenham, and I need a longer term view on this rather than reacting every single game at the moment. So I'm trying to do less reactive content. You know how it goes with the best, the worst, and the bang average top 5 Tottenham history, and I'm working on that. Where you'll see a different side of Mr. Box Office, not just criticizing Tottenham, actually giving you some, some positives and actually things that I loved about Tottenham Hotspur, but also some bang average and some bad.
I like that show title that you had that you were running with. I think you were doing live streams. Was the good, the bad, and bang average?
Yeah, that's what I'm
that's
working
fucking gold. Keep working with that.
Giving up. And there will always be a time when Mr. Box Office Unleashed will be turning up soon, because there's always people that say something stupid, or I hear something, and then Mr. Box Office needs to unleash, and that's when Mr. Box Office is alive, and that's it. So alive and kicking, and that's it. So, I'd say just keep it locked in.
Not on that show, is it like you list like one good, and it's like 20 bang average and like 10 bad?
The good,
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. There's some good stuff there. Definitely, I've done my research as well, because I wasn't born in the 1960s when we were actually relevant. But anyway, moving on. Because we won a double, didn't we, Paul? So you know that, don't you? You know what I mean? When we actually won trophies. So but like I said, keep it locked in with Mr. Box Office. Yours truly, the main event, the Festival of Truth and Entertainment, the ratings killer, and like I said, Tottenham Hotspur's nightmare and Jacob's guilty pleasure, and that's it. And if you don't know, get to know. Back to you, Jacob. I'm done.
That was fantastic. I should have came to you last, Alex, if I knew what you had on the cards. Cubed, you don't have anything to plug, so I'll just say thank you very much. It's always great to see you and hear you. Again, a founding father, as I misgender you live on air. You are a founding father of this channel,
Yes,
so thank you.
I called myself a founding father, so I'm just waiting for that inclusion in the United Spurs of America Rushmore.
What would United Spurs of America Mount Rushmore look like without a fucking Lego Batman face? So
exactly.
Because if you go back into the archives of this channel that is now at the esteemed 2,999 subscriber count, you can find C Cube there. You always used to come on the Pop Up with Jacobs whenever I did those. I stopped doing those because I saw what happened to Colin with Talking Ball. Shout out Colin with Talking Ball. Go subscribe over there if you haven't. But he was posting the link for everybody, kind of like how I used to do. And a guy was showing some not very pleasant things to see live on air. So yeah, I said maybe I'll stop doing those Pop Up with Jacobs, and maybe I'll bring them back for members. I'll turn the Pop Up with Jacob into a member show or something. But I hate the paywall.
You have to be very careful. You have to be very careful with that. I don't mind trolls, but that sort of thing, you have to be so careful, because I saw something with Toby a couple of years ago, and I just thought, nah. You gotta be careful. That was unfair. That was really harsh with him. I've got to be honest. You know what I mean? So I absolutely agree with you on that one, to be honest with you. 'Cause you have to be very careful. People try it sometimes, don't they? You know what I mean?
Try and act sweet. Paul, the Hotspur hippie, also in the description of this video. Do you have anything you want to tell the people about? Are you streaming later today?
I might do. I mean, you should have put me after Alex. He's there freestyling, and I'm just like going, yeah, come to my channel. I do stuff.
I will say this. I like your little videos that you upload because it was a perfect amount of time. I said, I'm only going to do 12 to 15 minutes of dishes today. And it was the perfect amount of time to listen to you talking about the match. And
half the time I'm doing that, man, half the time I'm doing it and I can see the counter and I'm trying to get it around 10, 12 minutes. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, I want a good roll here. All right, let's wrap it up. And I'll look at the timer. It's like 1 minute, 30 seconds. Like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to keep going now. It's like that sort of quality is what's on my channel.
Yeah, you can only find that at the Hotspur Hippie, so go subscribe if you haven't already. And it looks like we're back up to 3K, Zapur, so big up Zapur for helping us get back up to our 3K. But that's going to do it, y'all. Again, episode number 102 of the Untitled series. It was the 3K/2,999 celebration show, as well as vibes from the day after. I like to try and bring something to try and just check in with everybody, the day after. So make sure you're subscribed to everyone on the panel. Make sure you're loving everyone you see and everyone coming up. But look, that's going to do it for... I already said that. Shit, I'm fucking up the sign off. So as always, folks, stay blessed, stay fresh, up the lads. And there you go. Come on, you Spurs. Wait, I got to go to the other side.
United Spurs of America.